Welcome everyone to the Kusogrande Invitational week number 5. We've got 2 more winners round 2 matches for you and the last losers round 1 match to go through today. And we're going to be featuring Tomjohn, Dana, Faizu, Tina Hacks, Corndon, and Smite, running through some really bad games for your enjoyment. Before we get too much into this, I do have some quick announcements. The 1545 Relay promo, which is going to be featuring a couple games of the 1545 Relay that's going to happen, is going to be on the 28th. Community Spotlight is going to be on Monday with Golden Sun The Lost Age. Super Mario Land 30th is going to be on the 30th. We're going to be playing Super Mario Land 1 and 2. And of course, the volunteer schedule for SGDQ is going to be coming out on the 30th as well. You can head over to gamesdonequick.com to see all of the upcoming SGDQ dates. And the Frame Fatale schedule has been released, and you can find that over at gamesdonequick.com/hotfix. We do also want to take one quick moment to say that Hotfix is funded in large part thanks to your subscriptions. We would appreciate it if you would please consider subscribing to support future broadcasts. And of course, if you have Amazon Prime, you can link it with your Twitch account and get a free subscription every month. But now that we've gotten all those announcements out of the way, Dana, Tristan, we have a game, and I need you two to tell me about it.
So yeah, it looks like it's already up there in front of everybody for you to see. It's Superboy 3, which is a beautiful bootleg game. Tristan, this is your fault. It's not mine. Don't blame me.
You approved it. Yeah,
Okay.
so
Isn't this your event?
This
No,
is Superboy
well,
3.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a Korean bootleg for the Sega Master System. I actually gave out Superboy 4 for the normal Kusogrande tournament a couple of weeks ago, and I'd hinted that they get worse as you go backwards. This one's worse than Superboy 4 by a factor of about, 10.
This game is definitely bad. The thing is, you'll recognize a lot of stuff here, but at the same time, it's going to be incredibly difficult trying to adjust to the odd physics that are in this game. Now, as a reminder, Kusogrande is the race to see who can make the most progress during the match, and it's during any point in the game at all. So if Dana, for example, made it to 3-2 and Tomjohn only made it to 3-1, Dana would take the victory there. This game has no continues as well, so pay attention to the goalposts that they put in here.
Oh, no continues. That's okay. That's gonna be fun.
Should I go over a couple of the warnings that I discussed while picking this game?
Well, why don't we see if the players are ready to get started, and we can go over the warnings while we're getting the game started, because I think we want to see this pain.
Oh yeah. And chat, get your Mario emotes ready.
Yeah, players are ready, tech is ready, so when you're ready, Prosentia, give us that countdown.
I am ready, and go ahead and spam those emotes for the beginning of the match. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Awesome. Yeah, I love seeing those Marios. So this is the game for you.
So it's obvious they tried to copy Super Mario World to a degree, but couldn't figure out things like diagonal slopes.
Well, it's the Nintendo. Honestly, it took Nintendo a while to figure out diagonal slopes.
Right, but they also couldn't figure out things like scrolling, which is something that's been around for a good number of years before this. One of the first things that stands out as bad about this is as the racers scroll to the right, you can see the enemy sprites teleporting in like full tile increments as you move. And they actually do move. That's not just a graphical glitch. They move back and forth as you scroll. So when you see racers try to jump on them and miss a lot.
I can believe that. It looks like both of them have gotten a mushroom or whatever power-up is in this game. Is it a mushroom?
I think it's a banana and a bubble for all I know. I don't know.
Okay, they got the bananas. Proton taking a death right there. This is pretty early on still, so a death is not going to be very costly, you know. They're mostly trying to figure out the physics to see to get an idea of what to expect.
And what to expect is pain. As we
yeah.
went over with the sprites, that's going to happen the entire game. In addition, there's going to be some audio fun. Whoever designed the audio for this didn't know what they were doing. And what we're going to hear as sound effects sound on top of the music is that whatever they were doing with the audio channels wasn't quite right. And whenever music and sounds use the same audio channel, the sounds compound each other. So you're going to get some pretty ear-piercing screeches and bleeps, and we had asked the people doing the restreaming for us to maybe err on the quiet side of things, just in case.
Yeah, so if you are wearing headphones, just know this is an early warning that you may regret that. Proton is on to the first boss, it looks like.
Yeah, and this is also going to be the first of the really bad audio glitches when it's taken down.
Oh boy, that was a little loud. Okay.
You can expect that for pretty much the end of every stage. Apologies.
Ah.
I like how the blocks that are placed, their elevation has no rhyme or reason. They're not on a grid like Mario is. Just they're random amounts of height above Mario, and on that last stage, one of them he could barely fit under.
Some of them dispense power-ups that you just can't reach, and I'm pretty sure it's because the people who designed this didn't care.
I don't think it's that they didn't care. I think that it's bootleg. So who developed this? Tristan, do you know who made this game?
This is developed by Zenema, who is one of the two major Korean bootleg factories in Korea, the other one being OpenCorp. Generally speaking, things made by OpenCorp are okay, and things made by Zenema are garbage. So we're definitely seeing the garbage.
Wait a minute. Did the Pepsi logo just give him invincibility?
Yeah, Pepsi logo is invincibility. Don't ask me why.
Yeah, Pepsi! You know, it seems, well, considering how important Pepsi Man is here, I think we can all agree that that is a good power-up.
So there's a couple of levels coming up where you get a series of invincibility logos like one of the levels in Super Mario Bros. 3, where it's an entire row of munchers and you have to run the entire thing with invincibility. Except,
no.
Yeah, except you're not completely dead if you manage to drop the chain. The level just gets a whole lot harder.
Yeah, I can imagine. Uh-oh, Proton missed the floating box. Not too surprising due to the physics of this game. Oh, geez, this music. The thing is, I warned other people about the headphones, and I'm already experiencing that myself.
Seems like Dana's plan is just taking it nice and slow, which seems to be pretty smart with this game.
I think it's paying off for him, yeah. Proton is making more progress at this point, but unfortunately, you know, he's one life behind Dana, which means that, you know, there's a higher chance that he'll game over before Dana does.
Shoutouts to the mole that was just walking through the wall like nothing was wrong. So yeah, the racers are aware that this game has no continues. If you run out of lives, you go back to the beginning. Lives are not a humongous problem if you're careful. The method of gaining new lives is to get enough of the metal plate things that have, I guess, what is supposed to be Yoshi's, portrait on them. But that's not Yoshi. I don't know what it is, but I think if you get 10 of them, you get a 1-up.
Does Yoshi actually show up in this game?
No.
Aw, I want to see Yoshi. I want to see bootleg Yoshi.
I like that when this platform moves, it doesn't carry you with it. You have to move on top of the platform while it's moving.
It also moves diagonally, which I feel like may have been a horrible overcompensation for their broken scrolling engine.
Possibly.
Are there actually Superboy 1 and 2? Yes, but they are not interesting in their own right, in my opinion, because they are carbon copies of Super Mario Bros. 1 and Super Mario Bros. 2J. So,
Okay.
yeah, when I pick a game for a Kusogrande race, I want it to at least be unique somehow, and this one is certainly unique.
Yeah, not in good ways, but it's definitely unique.
It's
From what
not
I'm-
unique in every way that matters, but in the ways that make it interesting, it's unique.
By the way, I'm seeing that this developer Zemix actually did a lot of bootleg ports over to the Sega Master System. They ported Puzznick, they did a Double Dragon port, I guess 1942, Super Bubble Bobble, they moved over there. Like, the list is pretty long here. But it seems like this might be one of their biggest forays into designing levels.
Yeah, Superboy 3 and 4 are two of the most unique games they have, like, just not carbon copied. I also want to point out that Dana was invincible and just lost their power-up anyway, because
Oh,
the game is
no.
that good.
Just so everybody knows, there is Superboy 1 and 2. There's also Superboy 4. And we saw that earlier in the main tournament that's going on over in my channel. That game actually controls a little bit better. Like, this is pretty much the worst of this company's Superboy creations.
Yeah, as far as, like, sitting down and trying to play a game, this one's the worst. 1 and 2 probably win for the lowest effort, though, because they're just carbon copies of actual Mario games.
Really?
I have a very
Oh.
important question.
Oh, go for it.
So, this is called Superboy, not Mario. Is his name Superboy? Does he have, like, a canon name?
Well, yeah, if you look at the top left, you've got S-Boy. So he definitely is a Superboy.
Yeah, but, like, is that his name? Does he have an actual name?
Let me
What's
go
the
see if I
lore?
can find any lore about this.
Yeah.
I don't think there is any lore. In-game, it's never explained, but yeah.
Production is suggesting Steve if we can't find one.
Steve the Superboy. Ooh.
That works.
It looks, by the way, that we have a tie right now between Proton John and Dana. They're pretty much in exactly the same place. Proton John taking a tiny bit of a lead, but honestly, it's too close to call for sure. Like, we're going to
Dana's
see
died
back and
less.
forth. Yeah,
So,
but they both have 5 lives right now.
yeah.
Oh,
He's-
and there goes Proton John into
Yeah.
the drink.
Dana's been going slow and steady and has died a lot less because of it. So if John starts getting close on lives, like getting low on his life count, it could give Dana an advantage.
I love that the coins say 10, but they only count for 1.
Yeah. Does anything happen when you collect enough coins?
100 dimes and you get a 1-up.
Yeah, that's another method of getting 1-ups, as Bersentia said.
Yeah,
So yeah,
unfortunately, I haven't...
even though they're neck and neck, Dana definitely has the 1-up on lives. Pun slightly intended, I guess. I'll take credit for it, sure.
But it's 2-up.
I think Dana got enough of the Yoshi knockoff pickups and enough coins in about the same time to get 2 1-ups.
So I'm taking a look. I'm not finding much lore about this game, unfortunately. I don't know if Superboy has his own name, but apparently in the original, at the end of the first 3 castles, instead of saving a toad and him saying, you know, your princess is in another castle, the room's just empty and it says, sorry, nothing.
Yes, I have a screenshot of that somewhere because I played through all 4 of the games in the series, and when I got to that, I just kind of froze in silence for about a minute and a half.
I love it. And
That's
you know
so
what?
good.
It's it's an existentialist text is what I'm thinking, It's just teaching. At the end of it all, maybe there is just nothing. What's the point, Mario? Nah, it's okay. He's got to save the princess. That's what he's got to do here.
See, I just figured Zenima was apologizing for nothing, which they have a lot to apologize for here. Proton John takes a backflip into the water, unfortunately. So both of our racers are on round 4. There are 16 rounds.
Does the difficulty spike at any point?
The difficulty reads like a seismometer during an earthquake, to be perfectly honest.
This level seems really difficult. Not gonna lie.
This level is not easy largely because of the really wonk scrolling, but Proton John has reached the end of it and is now fighting the boss.
So he's in a tiny bit of a lead, but Dana's gonna be fighting the boss right now as well. Like, this has been really close. By the way, Dana and Proton John are both in the winner's bracket right now. This is a match to see who gets to stay in the winner's bracket or who goes to the loser's bracket. Both of them will stay in. Proton John is a little bit in the lead, but Dana... I feel like Dana's played so many bootleg games that he should be able to keep a pretty strong grip on this game throughout the rest of the match.
It's funny you mentioned that.
They're so skinny! They went on a diet!
It's fine. It's funny you mentioned, though, because when I gave this game out and it got announced, I had pretty much an equal number of people tell me how dare I give Dana a bootleg and how dare I give Proton John a Mario game.
Yeah, it's a little bit of that sweet spot where Proton John has done exceedingly well in Mario games, and Dana just loves his jank. It's the perfect combination.
I do like at that boss fight on the last level, there was a coin in the corner that just had a solid hitbox and you couldn't pick it up.
And Proton John just standing in the spike right there. Very nice.
It's fine. The hurt box on the spike is actually the lower half of it.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
I think John's getting the hang of this. I mean, Dana is as well, but John is blowing through round 5 here.
At least he knows that that area won't kill him if he touches the spike. That's good.
Yeah, so just to repeat, the scrolling is not a frame rate issue, it's the game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
there we go.
Their teeth on MSX games, which probably explains why they don't know what scrolling is.
Is that a problem with the system?
The MSX, yes, it's a huge problem. It has no hardware scrolling.
Okay. So how did people manage to figure out scrolling for the MSX? Is that something that anyone did figure out?
There's ways to do it. It's a lot of hacks, mostly.
Okay. So they just took something that was not meant to really be a platformer like this, and they're like, we're gonna make a platformer anyway, let's go ahead and get something out. So we've got this choppy scrolling. I mean, to be fair, if this is all you had to play, all you have is an MSX at home, and you're like, Mom, I want to play Mario. She brings this to you, at least you've got Mario. Or Superboy.
I mean, Steve.
Steve. At least you've got Steve.
So we don't have lore, so we get to make up our own lore.
There is a degree of lore in that you're actually trying to rescue a princess, but that's about it.
Dana's having some real trouble with these skinny thwomps.
Well, I mean, they move a lot faster than the larger ones. It's hard to get by them.
And their hitboxes seem interesting.
Interesting is a good way to put it.
Okay.
Tina's mad at you, Tristan.
You know, and I feel really bad about that after she so graciously helped me with the last invitational match I commentated and GM'd.
Just so everybody knows, by the way, this game is Superboy 3, and for the Kusogrande Invitational matches, the goal of each player is to make it as far as they can at any given point. This is a blind playthrough, meaning that neither of these gamers have played this game before. Now, that's not too surprising. It's a Korean bootleg, and simply put, not many of us live in Korea right now. So, it looks like Tomjohn has made it to the boss of the castle. Unfortunately, that is death. Bowser, how could you?
So another thing about the interesting hitboxes, as far as I can tell, especially the bosses, their hitbox is only their front half, but their hurt box is the entire thing.
Oh, yeah.
So you can land on their shell, go through their shell, not do damage to them, and then die while they're moving away from you.
By the way, like it's a game over for Dana. Now remember, in this game, it has no continues. Dana has to go back to the beginning. It's a bit of a setback, but I think Tomjohn's getting pretty close to that point as well. 2 lives left for him. And I would guess this is one of those games that does not have 0 as a life.
You know, I do not remember. I guess we'll find out in a moment.
Yeah.
But we are only 18 minutes in. I feel like this could be a good test run for Dana, and then now we'll see how much progress they can make.
Yep. And honestly, oh, go ahead.
Do any of the pipes actually go anywhere? I see Dana was trying.
I have no clue. Probably not.
No. I did not find a single warp or pipe that was actually useful in any way when I played through this.
Okay.
Ooh. I'm looking a little bit into this company that made this, and it looks like their first game is a game that is called Brother Adventure. And I do not see any information other than that. They made a game called Brother Adventure.
Brother Adventure is a bootleg Mario Brothers without the Super.
Oh, so it's the same thing as Superboy 1.
No, it's the arcade game where you are in a single screen with... Yeah, you got it.
Hey, Tomjohn is on to the next level. We get this happy, cheery castle music.
Now, John is on his last life, so we've got to be cautious here in our optimism. Well, is that a commentator's curse if I say be cautious and then the racer dies?
No, I don't think so. So John made it further than Dana, and they're both pretty much at the same point on their restart, so...
Oh, by the way, Dana, this company also made the game Magic Kid Goo Goo, which is one of Tina's favorites as well.
Did you just confuse me for Dana now?
I think he did.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
You just called him Dana.
Tristan!
Yeah, so Magic Kids Goo Goo, also a Zenima creation. It's real good.
I actually really like that. It's not a good game, but it's fun. Yeah, Tomjohn and Dana have gotten a game over. So, just so people know what their goal is really at this point, it's just to get back to where they were as quickly as possible, and also with as many lives as possible. I think the lives is probably more important than the speed.
Right, I think at this point that now that they've seen the first 5 or 6 stages, they can get back there with about 10 lives if they're careful.
The background not scrolling with the enemies is... It's messing with my head, and I'm not even playing this.
Yeah, so I played through the entire game. It took me about 2 hours or so, and when I was done, I was like cross-eyed for a good period of time afterward.
I mean,
right, and it keeps the Koopa from falling in the pit.
I'm having a really hard time thinking of any games that I've played that have had this or scrolling this bad. You know, Karnov's scrolling is pretty bad on the NES, but at least it's smooth, even if it's dumb. Bible Adventures scrolling, it's like this, except 2 or 3 times as fast.
So the ant heads are like the dragon coins in Super Mario World. You get 5 of them, you get a 1-up.
Okay, so collect the severed ant heads and you get a life.
Well, they're not
Everybody,
Yoshi heads anymore.
that is a goal in your own life as well, you know, if... Poor little ants.
I can't get over that the invincibility just gives you a Pepsi logo on the top of the screen.
Oh, Pepsi's real good, you know?
I'm really wondering why Pepsi. I mean, Pepsi is pretty awesome. I only drink sodas without sugar these days, though. I don't know. There is Diet Pepsi. If I were a Superboy, I probably wouldn't be as invincible as this one, you know? I just would skip over Pepsi most of the time.
Could you be Diet Superboy?
Diet Superboy, there we go.
Superboy Zero.
Hey, all of you aspiring game devs, if you can create Superboy Zero, you know, I'd play it.
How low is that bar for you would play it?
It's not very low. Or it's not very high. Yeah. I think most people can cross that. As long as you make it not boring, I'll play it.
Can you limbo under that bar, or is it that close to the ground?
No. 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 Like, if you could let me slide around on my belly and try to get under that bar, maybe, but, you know, other than that, no dice. I'm not limboing. Superboy Zero could be a Yoshi's Island bootleg. I could see that. So, at this point, Railcoon, this is the first time that you've seen this game. What are your thoughts? You know, is this something that you would like to go play later in your life, or...
No.
Okay.
Good call.
Pretty definitive no.
But why? What specifically turns you off of that idea?
The fact that I keep finding excuses to look at things that are not the game, because the scrolling is...
Oh, that's what I love to hear. Now, they have to play this for an hour. This is half the reason we have the tournament. Because I don't want to play this. So we make other people play this. And then we get to laugh at them. See? Everybody, this is what life is about. When there's a bad video game, you make your friends play it and just sit back.
I still need to make you play Prism.
Oh, yeah.
Happen.
The thing is, I want to play that, okay? It's got unicorns, and that's all I know.
It comes with a DC comic.
Ooh, that's even better. Proton John managed to clear the level. I think he's getting pretty close to the cast is as well. Taking it slow, and I think that is a good call.
Yeah, probably. At the moment, John is on round 4 and Dana's on round 3, and they have the same amount of lives. Though
Yeah.
I think what's going to really make the match is how far each racer gets before losing all their lives and having to start over.
For those who are asking in chat, this is both real and a meme game. This was put together in... it was put together in Korea, and I bet that this was actually sold. I mean, they actually have box art for this game.
I found a release date.
Oh, what date?
1991.
Okay. So, yeah, I think, well, it makes sense because we see some Super Mario World sprites in here, you know. We still have many of the older Mario enemies that don't show up in Super Mario World, but, you know, it's got a nice mix.
Yeah, if this was dropped in 91, they had to move real fast to get this out with Super Mario World sprites in it, though.
Yeah, well, it's bootleg. That does. We're like, hey, we have this enemy walking around, just slap a sprite in there, we're done. It's like 2 minutes of effort for the developers here. It's not much work to steal, Tristan. Okay? You know how stealing works? Copy-paste. Bam.
I was gonna say that's a trick question. Hey, do you know how stealing works?
Yeah,
Sounds
I'm like,
pretty bad if you say yes.
do we need to call the police on you, Tristan? Huh?
Probably for a number of reasons, but stealing assets from other games is probably not one of them.
Okay.
Actually, wait, that's not true. You know what? I'm gonna stop talking now.
Whatever. Barkley, Shut Up and Jam, Gaiden did that as well. The thing is, one, they didn't sell it, and two, it ended up being a fantastic game. So, I think for the sake of parody, it's completely fine and pretty awesome. You know, as long as you're not making profit off of those assets. As soon as you start doing that, then it's a little questionable, you know?
It's fine as long as you delete them after 24 hours. Meanwhile, John is back on stage 5 and is into the castles.
But then again, other countries have different copyright laws. I actually think this was probably completely legal in Korea when it was made. It's just that by our laws, we'd be a little bit upset about this. But I would be flattered if somebody stole my stuff and made a bootleg out of it, you know?
I have no idea how Korean copyright law works, so I can't comment.
Well, yeah, and that's Korean copyright law in 1991. I think
the short version in 91 was it didn't.
It's probably just in 1991. It probably still wasn't legal, but it just wasn't something that was on people's radar.
So John got bopped by the round 5 boss by jumping on the shell instead of the head. Because hitboxes, how do they work?
He clearly has very small spikes on his shell. You just can't see them.
Yeah, I agree that it looked like Proton should have gotten the hit on that, but it just did not happen. Hitboxes seem to be an issue in this game.
This is Kusogrande. Hitboxes are always an issue.
Yeah, actually, I'd be surprised if we had a game here that didn't have an issue with hitboxes.
John's taking another swipe at it. Let's see if he can make it this time.
Okay, 5 hits, and he's down. The hammer bro, not really a hammer bro, fire bro. Fire bro's down.
That sound is just lovely every time.
Yeah, that was a really good audio glitch.
We're half an hour into this, by the way, and Proton is currently in the lead, getting back to Castle Part 2. Dana has only seen Castle Part 1.
So we've got a decent number of people still trickling in, Broseccio. Why don't you give our new viewers the quick overview on what Kusogrande is about?
Sure will, Railcoon. Kusogrande is a bad video game tournament. This invitational specifically has 16 people coming together to try to make as much progress in video games over the course of an hour. Now, it is head-to-head for the sake of this tournament. Whoever gets to the latest stage in this will be the victor at the end of the hour. Now, Dana has gone back to earlier in the game, but we the goalpost marked where he has made it to before, which is the castle stage. Just so everybody knows, we do have a full 170-person tournament going on over at my channel as well. That one is a little bit more complicated. We have 4 people matches at this point. It's a blast, and I don't know. I just love doing this tournament.
Yeah, the full-size tournament is quite a spectacle to behold. Then again, so is this. This is Superboy 3,
Oh,
of course
yeah.
it's a spectacle.
Well, there are benefits and downsides to having 4-player matches. There's more to talk about, but at the same time, it's really easy to get distracted. Whereas here, I can keep track pretty much of who's in the lead. Protonjohn 1 stage ahead of Dana, but Protonjohn just blasted through that boss and is going to be extending the lead right now.
Dana's back to his nemesis. The Thwomps that took away so many lives last time.
They're so skinny, the skinny boys. Uh-oh,
Who would win
Protonjohn,
one?
I don't like this.
Ah, yeah, the moving spike pillars. These are real fun. The sides of them actually aren't hurt boxes, but the sprite for the spikes, the hurt box for that extends a fair distance down. It can be kind of surprising.
So you can technically go under it?
No, they're solid, but
okay.
you can like press up against them safely.
Gotcha.
Is there any sort of rhyme or reason on when the invincibility power up you can still get damage through it? Because I've seen it happen a few times and I can't find any consistency as to why.
There is no consistency as to why that I could find myself. I just eventually learned not to trust them.
Seems like a good plan.
Okay, Protonjohn grabbed the banana and got back to Superboy rather than just regular boy. Ooh,
I've heard
immediately
people call
loses that.
I've heard people call that a banana, a mandragora, a bean sprout. I don't know what it is.
I don't know.
It also
I want to
looks
go
like
with
an enchanted
mandragora.
tree a little bit.
Kind of.
Mandragora would explain the awful noise when you kill a boss, though.
It definitely would, yeah. I'm thinking about this game, by the way, because we've been really exploring a lot of the different kinds of Kusoge throughout the tournament so far. And a lot of the games that we've had earlier were enjoyable, but definitely had some odd appearances and some terrible stuff in it. This game is just pain. It's got some nonsense in there, but I don't think either player is having fun right now.
I have a lot of positive karma to pay off for having some pretty kind picks early in the tournament.
Oh yeah. The bad thing is that they're going to give us an earful after this match.
Are they
I'm
like
used to it at this point?
Is this an earful game or is this just like? Because this game doesn't look frustrating bad; it just looks bad to the point where you could have fun with this.
I mean, it's not Conan the Barbarian, at least.
Like, I still don't want to play it, but this would be. It looks way less frustrating than some of the other things that have been shown so far.
Yeah. The thing is, this actually seems more enjoyable than some licensed games out there.
So to remind everyone of where we stand right now, Protonjohn is 2 stages ahead of Dana. And
Yes.
they are both currently trying to make progress over their personal best so far.
Dana taking another death. Yeah, this is Dana's wall. Ooh, Protonjohn having a hard time getting through it. Looks like you cannot just run over 1 square wide pits, or 1 block wide pits.
You cannot. Also, yeah, there's some expectations in chat that Dana's yelling about the Thwomps, and I can confirm that that has happened.
Oh, really?
Yeah, take a look in the
Something
racer
weird.
chat.
Oh, yeah, he hates them. He's
I
typing
think the problem
in the Discord.
with the Thwomps is that it seems like you have complete dynamic jump range, and that there's like multiple jump heights, not just short and high. but controlling it seems to be very difficult. And Dana's been trying to do low jumps to get under them. While if you watch Proton John, he was figuring out where to stand to do a full jump to still get over them. So, like, he was taking away that extra variable, but Dana's trying to use the extra control that seems really difficult to use.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had seen that John was jumping over the Thwomps with full-size jumps and was just controlling, like you said, where to stand and when to jump to make sure when you max the jump height out, you're in a good place. And it's a much easier method. I did that for the pencils when I got to the point that he's at now.
Yeah, but it's clear that Dana's noticed he can control his jump height. It's just so hard to do, and that's what seems to be what's really giving him the trouble here.
Yeah, there's actually no momentum. When you let go of the button, you immediately begin to fall.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's a common feature in a lot of bootlegs, that as soon as you just let go, you plummet. It's also the feature in some classic NES games that are licensed, like Rad Gravity. The second that you let go, you plummet. You just go straight down. And it takes a long time to actually figure out how to work with physics like that.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of Esper Bokentai, which has probably the best jump physics in any game. As soon as you let go of the button, you begin to fall, and you have a jump height of about 4 screens.
Oh my god.
Oh, is that the one game that we had earlier in Kusogrande?
I don't think we had that because it's so non-linear, I don't think we could score it.
There is the game that Tina gave out that essentially you jumped forever. Until you let go of jump, and then you immediately plummet.
And ate a fireball.
No, not the fireball. Still, he has such a solid lead.
Dana did just for the first time land on that little ledge next to the spikes and find out that it does not kill him.
That is a good piece of knowledge that it took him a little while to figure out. Honestly, even if you don't physically make progress, if you make some progress with what you know about the game, then that will significantly aid you. And it's really important in some of these stages to know that you can stand on that small ledge and not die.
Well, Dana's now trying to jump over the Thwomps when they go down, which looks possible, but very hard.
Yeah! I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. Oh.
Meanwhile, Proton John has once again landed on the Fire Brothers shell and died. That seems to be his windmill to tilt. They have terrible hurt boxes and hit boxes, I assure you.
Oh, yeah. The thing is, you know, it's really easy to get to one mechanic that you're struggling with and get frustrated and just want to quit. Honestly, I think Dana's probably going to get a game over soon. Having the time in the earlier stages will be enough time to sort of cleanse the palate and hopefully have a fresh attempt when he gets back there. But it still is going to leave him really frustrated.
Yeah, and also time is going to become a factor pretty soon. I imagine he's got one good run of it.
I think so, yeah. Proton John, meanwhile, clearing round 8, moving on to round 9. He's got a significant lead at this point. Do we have ghost Koopas? Those are kind of scary.
Yeah, that's kind of what they are.
Okay.
I wouldn't be sure if you could jump on those if you just fall right through them.
I was a little bit scared. Okay.
I would have been worried to try and jump on those, personally.
Oh yeah, same here. But I would have given it a shot, you know. I'm not one to see something that could potentially kill me and think, I wonder if I can jump on it. It's a bootleg. There's a chance.
That slanted pipe is a treasure. The one that Dana just went by.
Yeah, it's just really difficult to navigate up and down it. You know, one thing that people have to remember when it comes to bootleg games is that sometimes, even though the rules look similar to a game, they still behave very differently. In this game in particular, you know, pipes are just there as an obstacle. You can't go in them. The platforms in the water, compared to Super Mario World, water will kill you, whereas Super Mario World, you're pretty much always safe around water. It's just do not trust the rules and that they line up with the original game when it comes to a bootleg.
Absolutely. Especially this one.
Hey, Proton John takes down the Fire Bro and moves on to round 10. Now, did you say there were 16 rounds?
That's right. There's 15 rounds, and then there's the last round.
Uh-oh.
Which is pretty long, so I would say there's 16, but it's more like 17 or 18.
Do you think there is any hope at all somebody could complete this?
In the next 17 and a half minutes? Probably not. I imagine we'll see John possibly get as far as 13 or 14, but a completion, no, not really.
This level looks a little bit complicated, I'm not gonna lie.
Is this the Flintstones game? No, there's no wall painting here. Oh my god.
Yeah, Railcoon, we had a Flintstones game, and let's just say that it was actually a licensed game, but I'm pretty sure this is more enjoyable. There was somebody who spent about 55 minutes trying to paint a wall in it. It was beautiful.
I felt so bad about that.
I mean, I didn't really feel that much guilt, you know.
Yeah, I'm clearly not cut out to be a GM. I actually have a conscience.
Oh, thank goodness. Yeah, at least somebody does. So at this point, Proton John is on round 11, I believe. Dana is currently on one of the earlier rounds. He's made it to round 5. Proton John has a definitive lead at this point. It doesn't mean that Dana can't pass him, but it's going to be incredibly difficult.
Yeah, I would like to see how far Dana can get. I have faith that he'll get past the Thwomps this time around. It's going to be a hard run to get up to round 10 or 11.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Dana was doing the right thing when you get stuck in games like this. He was trying different ways to get around the Thwomp. He's not just, like, trying to do the same type of jumping every time and just dying repeatedly. He tried jumping over them. He tried doing full jumps. He tried doing short jumps. Like, he's just trying to find a consistent way to get past them by trying different things.
That's generally something that you want to do. If something is not working in your favor, don't keep trying the same thing. Vary it up. See if you can find something that's more reliable or something that even works, period. So I think that Dana is doing the right thing in trying different strats.
Yeah, for sure. I think he can definitely figure a way past the Thwomps. He seems to have been falling for jumping on the shell less than John as well. He's been having less issues with the bosses.
Is it just me, or this stage that John's on, it looks like there's some visual issues with it.
Just this stage, huh?
I mean, okay, let me just say, no, like, I'm seeing more flashing sprites than usual.
Okay, yeah, this one, the moving blocks are not... There's something wrong with them beyond the usual jank from this game, and yes, they flash a whole lot while moving.
Oh, yeah. Oh. I love that people are commenting that this game is hard to watch. Just imagine how hard it would be to play it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at all the ant heads. Yeah, extra life for John. Looks like Dana is still making some progress, grabbing an invincibility, and Proton John is through the boss. He's got 14 lives at this point.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, is once you get a grasp of how the game works, the lives are pretty plentiful. It's when you get stuck somewhere and die over and over again that they very quickly begin to be not enough.
Yeah, honestly, if you're on a stage where you die within the first few screens, you're going to struggle and you're probably going to run out. But if you have a little bit more time to go through and collect items as well as lives, or as well as coins, I suppose, you're going to be fine when it comes to lives in this game. Dana really needs to focus on conserving the lives that he has right now if he wants to have a chance of beating stage 5.
I'm not entirely sure what happened there, but Dana just stood on one of the piranha plants.
Well, it happens, you know? Haven't you ever stepped on a plant? Didn't hurt you.
I stepped on a cactus once, that hurt.
Well, okay, yeah. I fell on a cactus once. It wasn't the hat. I see that we're starting to get close to the end of the match. Remember, for a Kusogrande match, the goal is to make as much progress at any given point in the game. Even though Proton John is on stage 12, if he died, we would leave the amount of progress that he's made at stage 12. We would not go back and say, you died, so you lose all the progress that you made. No. Dana, on the other hand, has a lot of work ahead of him if he wants to take the victory. He needs to get to stage 12 and pass John. I think that the levels go relatively quickly once you know what to do, but it still is a little bit difficult with the amount of time left, especially since Dana hasn't even seen the levels.
Yeah, definitely. You can get through this game in about 20 to 30 minutes if you just blow through it, but you know, Dana hasn't seen anything past stage 5, so it's going to be a difficult road. I do want to see how far they can get, though. I think they can set a bar higher than stage 5.
Oh! Proton John dying on the boss here. Yeah, I'd say the castle stages really feel much more difficult than the other stages, partly because of the thwomps, partly because of the huge amount of spikes throughout there. These sky stages have not really phased Proton John at all.
Yeah, he's just kind of taken charge of the game. I feel like he's gotten a good grasp of it and can probably just ride to the end of the game. He'll almost assuredly finish after time if he does finish, but he's got a good lock on it.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad that the timer at least seems pretty forgiving in this game.
Yeah, it's just kind of there. I never really had a problem with the timer.
It's just if you're lollygagging too much, you know, you might run out. But other than that...
Even Dana, who was taking it pretty slow and careful, wasn't really running into problems with the timer, so...
You really have to lollygag, Railcoon.
I did notice one thing with those diagonal platforms, by the way, Brasentia.
Yeah?
There's a couple times where it looked like they were nearly clipping through the bottom of them, so they might be going diagonally just so that you don't fall through them.
Oh. Huh. You might be right. Maybe that was sort of...
Like, they couldn't figure out how to make them go sideways without you falling through them, so now they go down right.
Yeah, you might be right. That might have been a bootleg solution to a problem.
That's real good. That's clever.
I actually really like that. I don't know if that's the case, you know. But honestly, bootlegs have to put a lot of work into making something work on a system that, you know, wasn't going to happen. Even though we've been ragging on this, they managed to put a game out that functionally should not exist on the MSX. Like, Master System was not made for Mario.
I also
Yeah,
have a
well-
curiosity about the level that Dana's re-entering. Because if I've been paying attention and noticing that the fireballs kill a lot of enemies they shouldn't. Do fireballs kill the thwomps?
No, they don't.
Oh, that's unfortunate. He was trying.
He tried the same thing I was thinking.
So Proton John is on the gun kata level.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, all the bullet bills. Oh. Yeah, this is very similar to one of the stages on Super Mario World. All of the spawns at the same time. That was one of my favorite levels on Super Mario World, not gonna lie. Like, did I die pretty much every time? Yeah. But it was fun, you know?
As long as you're having fun, that's all that matters. And as long as our racers aren't having fun, that's all that matters. Wait, no, that's not right.
Okay, Dana taking it safe. Good. I hope there's a power-up in one of these, and they were just coins. Thwomp time. But it looks like Dana has a safe spot. Well...
Oh, Dana.
Oh, Dana just jumped a little bit too soon there, and unfortunately took a death. But he has 7 lives going into this. I honestly think Dana has a good shot of beating this level.
So yeah, as much as we like to joke about inflicting suffering on our racers, they're all here because they find this fun, and it's a goal of ours that everyone does have fun.
Well, we sort of just made Dana do it. He claims that he had nothing to do with playing games in this tournament.
But Dana is here because they consider it fun. We forced Dana to do it.
I mean, that's also a very Dana thing to say. That I never agreed to this. You forced this on me.
Oh, yeah. He's just full of lies. It's fine.
Wasn't quite what I was implying, but okay.
That's what I'm implying. I'm not even implying it. I'm just saying it straight up.
John's on round 14.
Wow.
You said there were 16, right?
That's right.
Well, there goes John.
I really want to see Dana get past these fortress levels, though.
I really hope he can. Yeah, the game ends up getting a little bit easier after the fortress levels. You were completely right in saying that there's no expectation when it comes to difficulty. It's just each level is its own. They don't really care about what happened on the last level. You're going to have to deal with what you've got now. Oh my gosh, so many thwomps for Proton John.
So interestingly enough...
No!
Oh, the thwomp. Interestingly enough, you can run across the top of the level in these stages, but the designers were actually pretty careful to not really give you a way to get up there.
But you can get up there?
I got up there once by bouncing off of an enemy, and if you can get up to the top, you can run across the top. But you'll find that the final pillar in this lava series actually will not stretch far enough up to get up there.
Wow, sneaky.
Yeah, they were actually pretty careful about that, which, like I said before, considering in many places where it just seems like they weren't trying, that's an interesting detail for them to lock onto.
Now, if it's possible to get onto the roof on one of these levels in a way that you can't beat the boss of that level, and then you're just stuck up there.
Now, chat, I actually want to do a little bit of a test. We've got 5 minutes left. I want to see, because people are debating, is this a good or a bad game? If you would put it on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst game you have ever played / seen, and 10 being the masterpiece, you know, this is the Mario Odyssey of the MSX, where would you put it? I want to know. What are your opinions?
I see a whole lot of 3s.
There are a lot of 3s, yeah. I also see -1. Okay. Lots of 2s there. 4.7. That's very specific. Ooh, 100.
3.5.
3.5. Okay.
Oh, 3.5 is the coward's vote. That's the safe call.
5 out of 10.
Oh, out of 10, right, never mind.
Yeah, honestly, besides the joke ones, it looks like there's a lot of 2, 3, and 4. So bad, but not the worst thing that they've played. And I think that I would probably put it somewhere around there as well. You know, there are plenty of games that I would rather avoid than this. You know, if I had to go Superboy 3 or a different game, I would probably choose Superboy 3. I at least know what pain is coming. Dana, unfortunately, got a game over, but we're not going to end it until Proton John either gets game over or the time runs out. So let's keep going. And
You
Dana
guys-
did get through quite a few of the thwomps, so it was a personal victory there. Not going to be enough for an actual victory, but, you know, if you make a little bit of progress and push yourself, that's always hopeful.
Indeed. Now, personally, on a quality scale, I would give this maybe about a Gungchul Robocop and a half.
Oh, geez. That's a game.
That is a game. Same publishers. Wait, no, that one was Open Corp. Never mind.
So production is pointing out that there was a vote in chat that we missed that was, I vomited on my ballot. Does that count?
Yeah, that does, actually. Thank you. Thank you for the wonderful insight there.
That's real good. So yeah, Proton John is on round 15. Again, there are 16 rounds. I don't think he's gonna quite finish it up, but we may see the final round of the game.
Ooh, I would love that. Unfortunately, Proton John just got booped a little bit. I hope there is... there's a power-up right there. Grab that banana, Superboy.
Yeah, it looks like he bounced off of an enemy much higher than he expected to and just went right into that bullet bill.
Yep.
Oh yeah, bouncing is pretty random in this.
I mean, I'd say that probably most things are a little inconsistent in this game, and there goes John into the soup. Are there checkpoints in these stages at all? Like, I feel like there are.
There are, yes. There tends to be one in the middle of the stage.
Okay. See, at least the bootleg developers knew to do that, at least, right?
So we have a new boss here.
Oh, yeah. Who is
Just
this?
kidding, it's exactly the same as the old boss, it just has a different
okay.
sprite.
Okay.
Can John do it in a minute?
We've got 1 minute. Let's see what John can do. Because this is last round. Oh, it even says last round.
Yep.
Well, you weren't lying.
So if you had any doubts about this being the last round, this is the last round.
Oh, he
Was that
died.
the boss?
No, that is one of 3 bosses. This is
There are
actually 3 rounds back to back to back.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So once you beat that boss, the scrolling to the right continues and there's more stage.
Well, everybody, it's going to be pretty decisive that John takes the victory. Dana, unfortunately, loses this match, but because it's a winner's bracket round, Dana will be back to fight somebody else.
This is an intense battle.
Oh, what was that?
And that's
Oh.
time.
I got so scared. Did anybody else hear that, or was it just me?
It was just you. I absolutely didn't hear the duck hunt sound.
Oh my gosh. Whatever, you're just messing with me. Okay, Duck Hunt says we're done. That's the match. It's over. Proton John takes a pretty decisive victory, making it to the last round. Dana did make it to round 5, but had a really hard time with the Thwomps. Luckily, he managed to overcome them right towards the end. Even if he didn't beat that round, that was still good to see that progress.
I'm seeing
So-
if either of them want to join voice real quick.
Yep, I'm letting them know they can come join the green room. Tristan, what did you think of their performance today?
Proton John killed it. I expected the racers to have some difficulty in especially the fortress levels. And Dana had some trouble there. John just murdered it though.
Hello, John. You killed the game.
Did I? Because I'm not sure if the feeling is mutual here.
You got to the final stage, actually.
Oh, I assume that's what last round was, but man, that is a chunky game.
What do you mean by
That's a good
chunky?
way to describe it?
Okay,
I don't know how else to describe that game.
Scale of 1 to 10. 1 being the worst game you've ever played, 10 being Mario Odyssey, you know?
Oh yeah, this is clearly an Odyssey. There you go.
Oh, okay. Right up there.
I would probably put this like 3. This
Yeah,
is like a Mario. This is a Mario teaches typing.
See, chat did that. They put 3 in there. This is Mario teaches typing.
Mario teaches Kusogrande.
What's the worst part of this, Proton John? What? did you struggle
Man,
with?
those swamp placements are rude. Some of those are real bad, and probably fighting the bosses because their hitboxes are janky to say the least. You probably saw me die a bunch by touching their back or like just slightly off of their head.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, the bosses are definitely a big pain. It looks like Dana is trying to jump into chat as well. Hello, Dana.
Hi, Thwomps.
Thwomps.
Oh, yeah. That ended up
Thwomps.
being Dana's downfall, the Thwomps there on stage 5.
I'm
He
content
did
with the
finally...
fact I managed to get through the Thwomps once. That's fine.
Yes.
Whatever.
Well,
At least I got through it.
Be glad you didn't make it to the rest of the Thwomps.
I figured it only got worse from there.
Yep.
The thing is, it's like once you get out of the fortress stages, it actually ends up being pretty okay until you get back into the fortress stages. I don't know. Difficulty was not
generous
consistent.
with lives. They were weirdly generous with lives, and like with Pepsi too. They just kept giving you like the Starmans constantly.
Yeah,
I just
right?
Yeah.
Oh man, so much Pepsi. Huh? I'm
As
glad.
I just kept saying, like, all right, can I drink a Pepsi here? Will I be fine? All right, I keep going. Because there was a couple. I know the water stages, those little spike balls, those had weird hitboxes where if you touch them, no matter what form you were in, you lost your jump immediately and fell straight down.
Yeah,
So,
but
yeah.
you could also, even though they were covered with spikes, you could kill them by jumping on them, I think?
I didn't even want to risk trying it.
It just accidentally happened for me, but I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I just killed it by what jump. What?
I'm pretty sure you did, Dana. I'm pretty sure it died by stomping.
Which made no sense at all, but of course, this game.
Oh yeah, is there anything redeemable about this game? Okay. Well,
No.
that's good to know. I'm still we always try to discuss some of the merits of the games during the matches, and this being on the Sega Master System that was totally not designed for platformers, it actually was pretty neat to see. I don't know, but
It's kind of a technical marvel, yeah.
I've got an easy one for Dana.
I'm just
'cause I
going
know
to bring
Dana
up
is a-
here. Just going to bring this up here. But they managed to clone 1-to-1 perfectly the original Super Mario Brothers on a Commodore. So no, this doesn't get any merits at all.
Okay, fine.
but that was this
If
year.
we're gonna go
That-
on the basis
that
of
was this
reality,
year.
then fine.
That was
Dana.
this year.
I know you're a big fan of Pepsi, so I thought you'd like that at least.
I mean, it was nice to have some representation in the soda drinking community, I guess.
Well, good. Dana, maybe there will be more Mario games with Pepsi in the future. You can just send them a nice email and ask them for that.
Pepsi for Mario game, please. Thank you.
Yeah. So, what are you playing these days, Proton John? What are you
I'm-
doing? I know that you've been on some wacky trips.
I'm playing the I am packing up my house because I am moving game. It's a great game. It's very expensive. I do not recommend buying it.
Okay. I'll avoid it.
Yeah, no, like I have 2 streams left before I leave for our charity marathon next week. So tonight I'm literally streaming myself packing up video games.
Cool. Well, good. Which marathon are you going to?
We are going to be doing our own. It's the Runaway Guys Coliseum. This is our second year doing it. We raised money for Direct Relief. It's just a bunch of us just hanging out, being idiots, and just basically trolling ourselves the entire time while playing games. It's great.
Sweet. Everybody check that out. I think that's conflicting possibly a little bit with RPG Limit Break, so just pop up multiple streams.
Watch every
everything.
charity stream at once, please.
Yeah, if you don't, I will judge you personally. Dana, Dana, anything you want to
Savage.
say before we go? Nope.
I've decided that skinny thwomps are probably the most horrible thing that could ever be created.
Well, that they went on a diet so that they could respond faster, you know? All right. Well, it looks like I need to thank both of you for playing and throw it back to Railcoon. Railcoon, take it away.
All right. Just wanted to say before we go to break, once again, HOTFIX is funded in part thanks to your subscriptions. So please consider subscribing to support future broadcasts. And of course, if you have Amazon Prime, you can link it to your Twitch account and subscribe for free once a month. But with that, we are going to go to a break and get ready for the next match between Faizu and Tina Hacks. Welcome everyone back to Kusogrande Invitational week number 5. We just had Proton versus Dana, and Proton took that first match in an interesting game, as we usually have on this series. And now we're moving on to Faizu versus Tina Hacks. We have another interesting game, but we haven't announced it yet. So first of all, hi NPC. He's our friend presenting this game with us today, Rosentia. So, what can you tell us about this game before we reveal what it actually is?
Well, this is a game that I didn't know what it was about when I was a little kid, and I played it a ton. And I finally beat it one time, and I was really excited, decided I would never touch this game ever again. So I'm making them play it.
Yeah, I actually really enjoy this game, though. It's not a good game, but I had a lot of fun playing it when I had the chance. And, you know, it's an old NES game. There are probably some people who have played it before. There's actually Goku in it. And the manual even says you're Goku. So, sorry, the
Okay.
audio just got really loud for me.
Yeah, Faizu's is pretty loud.
I had it turned up all the way. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, the game is Dragon Power. Oh.
It's a great, great, great game.
Yeah, this game follows the story of Goku's journey. I'm not 100% sure what he's doing here.
He's trying to get all the 7 Dragon Balls to make a wish.
Good for him. What wish?
Well, if they get to level 7, they can choose one of 4 things. More than likely, they're not going to get that.
Well, chat, I want you to get your emotes ready. If you have any dragons, any Goku, any orbs at all, go ahead and prepare those. I'm sorry for the memes there, Railcoon, but it had to be.
Does have a dragon. I mean, I can just...
Oh, really?
Yeah. Rawr, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
So if
Reset
you're a
your
GDQ
timer,
sub, you
Railcoon.
can put your dragons in there. Oh, yeah, timer. You're right.
Yeah, because I'm going to do the countdown right now as we have people spamming those dragons. Oh my gosh. I love it. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go.
Oh, this is going to be so much fun. I'm so
I love this
excited.
game. Like, unironically.
Yeah, we're also going to make them watch the cutscenes.
For the first time, yeah. How do we
Yeah.
search? Use this! Dragon radar.
Yeah, let's use the dragon radar, people.
I'm glad that she's really thinking ahead and giving Dragon Radar, so that they're able to go and find those dragons. So,
Yeah, and
just so
make
you
sure
know,
that- Go ahead.
go ahead.
No, I was gonna make a bad pun, so you stopped me.
So, you'll see up at the top left, they have a power meter right there. That power meter is their life, which constantly goes down as they're playing. So it's going to be incredibly difficult for them to actually stay alive in certain places, just due to it counting down. Here we are, Faizu fighting a boss.
Yeah, and the one thing about fighting bosses is that there is a way to fight them without taking damage, and the key to that will, help them get through the stage, further in the stage, because they will die quite a bit in the first stage just to get through it.
Yeah. Yow! Help! Oh, there she goes. Oh no. Did she get caught?
I don't know, did you get caught?
Yeah, you tell us. Okay,
I'd
so
like to point out
Goku...
that they've taken some effort to give him kind of a monkey head. He's got the tail. But, if there's one thing I think of with Goku, it's the bowl cut. For sure. Definitive, iconic.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's great. He's got
I
a
mean,
good
I
haircut.
remember Goku that way. Goku was definitely that way.
I mean, this wasn't like, even though he's going and grabbing the Dragon Balls, is it the same Goku as in the show? Or Goku was even before the show came out, right?
No, it was Dragon Ball. Before Dragon Ball Z, there was Dragon Ball, which is what this appears to be based off of.
Okay. I'm
You mean
sorry, I
Dragon
know
Powers-
nothing.
I thought Dragon Power was its own real game.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the show. I'm fine, but get that band of thieves. Okay, he's got to go get the band of thieves. So unfortunately, Faizu's gonna die. Look at the health going down right now. There's very little chance he's gonna be able to beat this boss. I mean, what, with 5 health left? Yeah, he's dead. Oh, he wins!
Well, the sad thing is that that's just another mini boss.
Oh,
There's
no.
still more of this level to go.
Let's go. We
Let's
can't hang around here. You must be scared. Wow. It's only that it's Monday. No, a waste of time. I don't even know what they're talking about in these
I
cutscenes.
love her mouth.
Yeah, Faizu died.
Yeah, it happens.
So one of the things in staying alive through these levels is to keep on collecting power-ups and to try and find hidden rooms that have power-ups.
Yep.
There are 3 things that you definitely want. The candy gives you 20 health. The cupcake gives you 50 health. And the staff gives you an extended hit range. And that's very useful in fighting bosses.
Oh, that'll be very important. It looks like Faizu luckily has that.
Yeah, that'll make this a lot easier.
Do you have a maximum health that you can get in this game?
150.
150, okay. Gotcha. So I guess it's like normal people, you gotta eat every once in a while. If you're just wandering around punching things, eventually you're gonna get hungry. And if you get too hungry, you die, so you...
One of the big plot points of the original Dragon Ball is that Goku is pretty much always hungry, and when he's hungry, he can't fight very well.
Sounds about right. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens.
That's
So it
very
fits.
interesting. Yeah, it does fit. I mean, it doesn't make the game any better, but it fits.
I feel
It's
like
like-
Faizu's gonna get it this time, though, because of all the health that he has going into this area.
Yeah, the sandwich also helps in that it makes you run fast, but it doesn't really help in the sense of, completing a game. You really just want that staff, and then you can pretty much take on the world.
Oh, yeah. Although, is the staff limited, or do you pretty much have it until you die?
You have it until you die.
Sweet. Okay, just so everybody knows, by the way, this is Kusogrande, the Bad Video Game Tournament. This is our second match of the day. Right now, we are trying to see who, between Thaizu and Tina Hacks, makes the most progress. And if I'm not mistaken, this game has unlimited continues, is that right?
That is correct.
So once they finish the first stage, which neither of them have done that yet, they will have a solid lead. And
Yep,
there's...
Oh, sorry. Faizu just found out hitting the block actually progresses the level.
Nice. Oh, well, he found a turtle. So right now there's hail right outside, and there's been lightning, so if I disappear, you'll know why.
Yeah, my internet stopped working a little bit, so I'm also in the... We're both in kind of... Oh, Goku's running away.
Oh no, wait a second!
So you're saying there's a potential you're both gonna abandon me to this game?
Yeah,
I'm
we'll
gonna
see.
try my best not to. But one thing about the continue system is that if you die, you have to start at the very beginning of the level. Like Faizu found out having to complete every section of this level.
He's doing pretty good this time, though. Like, look, 109 health right now. Less than, 88 health right now,
Yeah, but he doesn't have to fight the enemies.
Okay, he got
Are
through.
those just robots?
I am Hermit.
Maybe.
Who helped him? Aw. This boy helped me. Aw, the turtle is so appreciative. To thank him, I'm giving him a gift. What could it be? Come
Probably
on!
Dragon Ball.
Swift Cloud!
Woohoo, Swift Cloud!
Jump on well. Ooh, I like Swift Cloud. Okay. I wanted to. You did literally nothing, okay? Okay, give me your sandwich. What?
Yep, your sandwich. Give it to him.
Ah,
Yeah, the
she
best
gave the
part's
sandwich.
here.
Good. I would take a superpower over a sandwich most days.
Sandwich celebration!
Sandwich!
These cutscenes are incredible.
Will you give me your crystal ball? Wow, and he just gives it over without another sandwich? Wow.
Yay,
I'm
you
very
have
impressed.
You have 4 crystal balls. Oh, Pudgy, I love this level.
This is actually following the plot of Dragon Ball, the original series, pretty closely. Just
Really?
with a few minor
Somewhat.
adjustments.
I
Somewhat.
sense somebody. I believe this is stage 2 for Faizu.
It is.
Oh, this part. Oh. So, this game's bad. Just so everybody knows.
Oh, let's read from the manual. Hold on, let me get...
Pudgy lives here, he does. Mischief. By changing his shape. Uh-oh, he does mischief! Thank you, Snowman, for talking about how he hates sharing food.
It was an old woman.
Oh,
Look, it's an old woman, not a snowman.
I think she's a snowman!
She's
Look,
got
she doesn't even have any legs!
She's got a head covering on, and that's a dress.
There's no legs. I don't see any legs. You can't convince me that's not a snowman.
So can I read from the manual real quick?
Sure.
In section 2, Pudgy, Goku has to find Pudgy, who has transformed to a village girl. Since Goku cannot identify a boy or girl, he has to attack everyone with a question mark on their face. So Goku can't identify between...
That is also a plot point in Dragon Ball.
Oh, he can't?
Yes.
But also say some people run away screaming while others run after Goku.
Okay.
So the role here is to find Pudgy 3 times, and the 3rd time he'll give you a key to progress in the level.
Gotcha. Let's see. Smash the boulders. We already got that. Okay, Magic Pole Sandwich, Swift Cloud, King Minus's Trap. But that's not coming for a while.
Yeah.
And the Rabbit Gang, that's later.
Yeah, I will be a little shocked if we get to Rabbit Gang, but I'm confident these people are going to get there. I'm confident in Faizu and Tina.
Oh yeah, Tina can just go to the right and finish the stage. Tina? Tina!
Go right. Go
No,
right.
she didn't. Go right. Go right. Go right. No.
Go right.
There we
There
go.
we go.
So is this a licensed game?
Yeah. I believe this was an official release for the NES. It's got the seal of quality. It was made by Bandai.
Bandai. Yeah, done by Bandai, so it's an actual official game.
Well, there we go. Tina is getting through level 1, moving on to level 2. Faizu's just a little bit ahead of Tina at this point. Which, honestly, there's still plenty of time for everybody to change places. You know.
Yeah, and we still have level 3, which is going to be the true wall, but we're not there yet. And Faizu is now wasting time hitting question marks.
So, from what I can see, this was actually developed by Toseiko, who did games like Dragon Quest Builders, World of Final Fantasy. They did some versions of The Sims, from what I can see. Final Fantasy Tactics, they helped, I think, with one of the ports there. They have done a lot of video games, as far as I can see, and they're still really active.
Can I mention something real quick? Faizu
Sure.
got the Swift Cloud, which meant getting that key was not needed. Don't go in the door, Faizu. Don't go in the door, Faizu. Don't go in the door. But yeah,
He tried.
basically, he tried. The key allows you to get through that door into the next area, and getting that cloud just lets you go into the next area. But it's like a 1 in 6 chance of getting.
Okay.
So now Faizu has to find Pudgy.
Pudgy.
Oh, what if he's in that pot in the top?
Then he's kind of messed then.
I mean,
this is time.
Yeah, I don't know if he can reach it.
I would focus on the other ones.
Goku.
I mean, I think Faizu's just trying to get to any of these pots right now, but is
Oh, there he is.
breaking everything. There's Pudgy.
There we go.
What, is Pudgy a pig?
Yeah, too long.
Aw,
Not that, it's Pudgy.
it's Pudgy.
Yeah, this is Dragon Power, not Dragon Ball. They're two completely unrelated things.
Yeah, it's very different. Honestly, Faizu is making a lot more progress than I expected, already on to level 3. Tina... I think Tina's gonna take a death, though, due to only having 19 health.
Tina's going on a rampage, just attacking everyone.
I mean, that's a good move.
Yeah, but if she keeps attacking everybody, then she's just gonna be dead in just a little bit. She needs to find Pudgy and just get the heck out of it.
There's Pudgy.
No, that's a girl.
Well, I mean, it was a girl.
Oh, look at
Unless
the
you're talking on
expressions.
Faizu's
Look at the
screen.
expressions
Oh.
on the guys. The balls are gone. Find the 5 crystal balls.
Okay.
So this is what's gonna wall everybody. Getting all these 5 balls involves getting 2 bosses and 3 exploration areas. So they just need to try and take as little damage as possible.
Now, everybody, we do know that there are some frame drops for Tina due to a lightning storm happening over there, so actually, Relkun, it could be everybody but you who drops today.
Oh no, please no. Don't leave me alone.
Just for you. It's just you and Dragon Power. So everybody knows, by the way, this is a blind race. Neither of these players have seen this game before or played it. They are really getting their first experience with it today. Whoever makes the most progress in this match will take the victory. Since they have unlimited continues, I think we'll probably see at least stage 5, maybe stage 6.
We'll see. What are you doing?
Oh, slowpoke.
Yeah, this is officially the worst ball to go for, because there's 3 bees that don't care about your well-being, and you'll take a lot of damage.
Yeah, but you have to get this one.
Yeah, it's just you have to be careful, and Pfizer's actually trying to attack the bees.
But he got the ball. Now he just needs to get out of here and not tolerate the bees.
Yeah, he seemed to figure out you can't attack them pretty quickly. It seems reasonable to think that you could take them out. Like, why wouldn't you be able to? Wait, why is Poir here? Oh, sorry. Probably a different name than Poir, but... You're not supposed to meet Poir yet! They actually have been kind of matching the storyline of Dragon Ball pretty well.
That's awesome.
But yeah, Pfizer's about to be dead, so sorry, Pfizer. He's getting a bunch of sandwiches. He needs a cupcake.
I like how there's a lot of different animations and almost none of them show the tail. And then you just randomly get the tail sometimes.
Yeah. Poor Goku. Like, he's a good monkey boy. Like, they should have shown him off, you know? They could have made him adorable, but instead we just got bowl cut Goku here.
Too bad he's not a monkey king.
I mean, there are a lot of stories of Journey to the West, which has Goku.
Yeah, a lot of people in chat are confused. They think this is a bootleg. This is not a bootleg.
This is not bootleg.
This is a licensed game.
This is
a
real licensed game.
Very
It's a
licensed.
Sandwich. Trust us, it's a sandwich. And that's Lancer. This is not anything about Dragon Ball. This is completely.
It's Lancer, not Yamcha. So he's not gonna have the Wolf Fang Fist. He's gonna have the puppy tooth punch.
So apparently the US version that came out claimed to be based off of Journey to the West, and it had no mention at all of Dragon Ball. I'm not sure why they decided to strip it from Dragon Ball, but I do know that anime was very much not popular in the US.
I don't think Dragon Ball was released in English yet.
Yeah,
If this was
it
1986.
You're probably right. But yeah, it wasn't something that would be appealing, and simply put, I think that probably what they thought was, you know, if this is based off of an anime or manga, you know, kids just are going to feel like they're missing out and not want to buy it because they don't get the original story. So they just strip that out of it.
Which is funny, because it makes it look like it's a bootleg. Because it's following the story of Dragon Ball, but they've like filed all the details off. But that was intentional by them, just to try and be more attractive to the American audience, I guess.
Yep. The Kamehameha is called the Wind Wave in this game, by the way.
That's actually not a bad translation.
It's not too bad, yeah.
So Pfizer is fighting Lancer, and what Pfizer is doing wrong is that he's trying to attack him head on, which is definitely not what you want to do. Because he will will tank your health.
Chad is completely right. It's Yamcha, but it's not Yamcha. It's
They don't name his attack, so I'm just saying that instead of the Wolf Fang Fist, he has the Puppy Tooth Punch. That's
so.
that's
So,
what I'm naming it.
Let me just tell you, there has been some censorship in this game. For example, the sandwich was not a sandwich that the old man wanted.
It's
Oh,
a
yeah.
sandwich.
Okay.
We'll not get into what he
No.
originally wanted, but yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, they decided to change it due to sandwiches being delicious, is what I'd say. Yeah.
But yeah, Tina is still trying to find out what to do about Pudgy. Come on, Tina. Find the key.
I think Tina just hasn't discovered that all you have to do is find Pudgy and then go to the next room. So she's taking her time, like, attacking all the people and defeating them without trying to take any damage. Which seems to be a decent solution, just... Faizu hit them all once and then ran away, which...
Oh, yeah. I sort of like these rooms. You don't know where the Dragon Ball is going to be. Is it random NPC or is it in a set location?
It is always random.
Ah.
So Pudgy will be in a different place every time. But things she should stop doing is keep on hitting the question marks because this makes spawning take longer.
Oh, really? You just need to hit once?
I think
Yeah,
she
just-
started doing it because when she gets the rhythm right, she kind of stun locks them when they come out, and it's sometimes preventing her from taking any damage, if you notice.
Yeah, it's not the worst idea.
I can see that.
It's taking time, but it's meaning that she's taking a lot less damage doing this, which I think is reasonable.
Yeah, taking damage is definitely something you want to avoid, especially since the level is a little bit long, and if you take too much damage, it's just tough luck. Okay, Pfizer going and getting the Dragon Ball in the bee cave. I mean,
he's about to
the-
be dead in a second.
yeah, the Dragon Crystal. My apologies.
Oh, Pfizer scared me for a second. He went to game start, it would have taken him back to level 1.
Oh man, after last time Faizu played, there would have been some annoyance. If you remember, because Faizu played with the Power Rangers game and misunderstood how continues worked.
Oh yeah, I
So
think that
if
he's got
Faizu
this
accidentally
fine.
went back to the menu, there probably would have been some anger.
Well, Tina just got lucky because she picked up the cloud and she gets to go onto the second part of the stage. And
Nice, finally. Don't go left, Tina. Don't go left. Go right. No, Tina. No.
hey, she wanted candy, and I can't play.
She wants to go in the house. Don't do it, Tina. Don't.
She can't,
Nope.
luckily.
Oh,
I
good.
don't think
Good,
it
good,
lets
good.
you. Because Faizu tried to go in as well.
What a kind video game. Thank you for actually having something decent in it. You know what? The game is pretty funny, I'll say, you know? And I do like that the continue system is pretty functional, you know? It's something that, you know, sometimes the levels are fairly long, but at the same time, if you can restart them quickly after getting a continue and not lose too much progress, then that's good. Okay, Pfizer going back into the B room. And it looks like Tina Hacks has finished stage 2, moving on to stage 3, catching up with Pfizer a little bit. Pfizer
Yep.
is still in the lead.
I don't understand that. Like, she was breaking pots, and then Pudgy appeared from a pot on the opposite side of the room. Like,
There-
how
there-
did she trigger that?
I don't
There
know.
are 2 pots, one with Pudgy and one with a sandwich. If you just knock the one with Pudgy, you can just get Pudgy, but if you get the one with the sandwich, Pudgy will come out because Pudgy likes sandwiches.
Oh,
Ah.
okay. Suddenly that makes sense.
They're delicious.
I mean, I had a sandwich earlier today.
Oh, so did I.
What kind did you have, Brasentia?
Man, it was Jimmy John's Italian sub.
Oh.
Had Italian flavors and stuff. It was delicious, okay?
I had what my dad called pastrami, which is pastrami and salami,
Ugh.
with Swiss on sourdough bread, and it was really good.
By the way, I like that Tina commented in the Discord just a little while ago. What just happened? I don't know how, but okay, cool, carrying on. I think that was when she beat the stage. She's like, what is going on?
Yep, so now they're both in the same place, and we will see how they feel getting everything they need to get out.
Yeah. So, is this better than Dragon Ball Fighter Z? Have you played that, Railcoon?
I'm gonna say that's neck and neck.
Oh, okay. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I think I would rather play this than Dragon Ball Fighters.
I don't know. I've already had my piece with this game, so I'm not really going to play it much anymore.
You don't want to get back to it? Did you speedrun this?
There are a couple, I think 1 or 2 speedruns of this, but I wouldn't touch this basically because of having to deal with praying for RNG to go your way.
I would just submit it to GDQ, whatever. You know, get a marathon safe route put together and hope that we can get this in one day.
Here's their marathon safety for this game.
Not at all.
Oh, it's fine.
Listen, it took me a long time just to convince Mike Uyama that sort of sedan was marathon safe, because he refused to believe that was.
I mean,
And somehow for HEDQ it decided to prove otherwise, almost.
how long did it take to prove him that it was a game?
I don't know. Ask me later.
I like that both of the players are sort of baffled by this game. I don't think they think it's bad. They're just very confused about things that happen because it doesn't seem sensical. And honestly, I would say that pretty much is how this game is if you've never played it before. It's just lots of random tasks that you have to go do. You gotta collect the Dragon Ball. I'm not sure how Thaizu got his last game over. Tina's gonna die really quick here, though.
Yeah, there are a couple of hidden areas that can give you power-ups. So, it does say in the manual that there are secret areas. And you kind of need them in order to beat the game.
And Faizu taking a death. By the way, Faizu is one of those people. I think Faizu and Tina Hacks are both GMs for Kusogrande. They both help out volunteering, choosing the games that are featured in the main tournament. And I believe both of them have actually chosen some of the games for matches that they weren't playing. So it's been cool to see them battling each other here to see which GM is going to reign supreme. This is their reward. We forced them to play other bad video games.
Sorry, I'm reading the chat. It's making me laugh.
Yeah, it seems like Kusogrande is like just a bad game swap meet at times.
Yeah, basically. Faizu is currently swearing in Discord, so... he really wants power-ups. Oh, he wants power-ups.
The funny thing is that an enemy dropped a power-up and he just didn't see it. So that was just like... But he needs to slow down against Lancer because he's fought him once, but he's gonna have to fight him a second time as the final boss of this level.
Oh yeah.
Oh, does he pull out the puffy tooth punch?
Maybe.
the second time.
Ooh, he got the cloud
Yeah, but the cloud doesn't do anything.
for this stage.
It's not. Yeah, you still have to grab all the.
Well, too bad. Good question. Yeah, why aren't they wave dashing? Oh my gosh, I can say, I can talk. I swear.
Well, I don't think this game was made by Arxis, so I don't think you can wave dash.
Okay, that's a good answer, Railcoon. Probably the only answer, to be honest.
Well, I've seen them collect the wind waves, but I have yet to see them use them. They don't. I guess they haven't seen how powerful they are.
Do they know how to use them? Is the other question.
It was in the manual, so that's... Well, the thing also is that they have to collect it as a power-up. And considering how lacking this level is in power-ups, they might or might not get that.
Yeah, they push A and B at the same time. That's how you use the wind wave. Now, if they hadn't read closely enough to actually pay attention to that, they may have forgotten that already. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, Faizu was quoting some of the more interesting sections of the manual in the chat before they started, because there's some interesting nuggets in there.
Yeah, do you have any that you'd like to point out, Railcoon?
I mean, my favorite was the one that NPC already pointed out about how Goku can't tell the difference between girls and boys, so anyone with a question mark on their face he has to punch.
I mean, that's really convenient. You punch somebody to find out who they are. Is that not how you deal with social situations, Railcoon?
It is in fact not how I deal with social situations.
Okay, well, you know,
I
we'll
do
help
not-
you with that at the next GDQ.
I do not frequently throw punches, in fact.
Okay.
Come on, Faizu, take the time to learn how to fight this guy.
At the traveling or mysterious secret scene, you can throw Goku by making him jump against the flying enemy.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Straight from the manual.
Okay, there we go. Faizu got through the fight but took a lot of damage. I'm a little bit concerned about his health right now.
Well, I think he's collected everything he needs to in order to get to the end stage with the final fight against Lance.
But with 35 health,
Yeah, he's going to be so upset when he sees that Lancer is there for a second time.
I think he's already done this fight once and died.
He has
Oh,
staff.
but he's got the stick.
Come on, Faizu.
Oh, the puppy tooth punch! Oh.
There we go.
Oh,
Faizu
so
going down. But
So close, but that puts him definitely in the lead, but just barely.
just so everybody knows, yeah, Faizu is in the lead, having made it to Lancer and doing the fight against him. He lost, but Tina Hex has not made it there that far. Now remember, everybody, the goal of the match is to make as much progress as possible at any given point. So, oh, by the way, Stay Hydrated Bot wants us to drink some water, so just remember, grab a bottle of water because we still have just under half an hour left in this match.
Tina seems slightly upset as well. He's got a long series of F letters.
And before that, Faizu put a long series of keyboard mashes.
I like to
Yeah,
imagine
I'm
that was just his face rolling on the keyboard.
So, I don't think that I quite sufficiently feel the frustration. Where does the frustration come in, NPC?
It comes in by them not knowing how to fight Lancer.
No, I mean... like, obviously they think they're doing their best. They think they're trying.
Yeah, they're doing their job.
I'm pretty sure they are trying. Saying they think they're trying just comes out kind of mean.
I'm not... That's...
They're trying their hardest, Brosentia.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, so, but if you're trying your hardest in this game, is it just the repeated death that you have that's really frustrating in here?
Okay, do you want me to tell you what's the real frustrating part, since we're definitely not going to get to that point?
Por favor.
Okay, now after you've collected all 7 Dragon Balls, and then you start at, I think it's level 7, you get 1 of 4 wishes. The 1 wish, 3 are totally useless, and 1 gives you the ability to have 250 life. And you
Ooh.
because after level when you start level 7, there are, I think, level 7, 8, 9, and 10. If you die anywhere on any of those 4 levels, you start back at level 7.
Did Tina just beat Lancer? Maybe I'm mistaken.
I totally was not paying attention because I was thinking about how to explain that.
It might have been the first time you fight Lancer.
I think it might have been Lancer version 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely Lancer version 1 if she was. I was checking up on the next match, so I didn't see it.
But yeah, since you continue on level 7, you can't continue on any other stage trying to beat Dragon Ball after not getting your wish.
So maybe
It's
they're
just
feeling
downright impossible.
maybe they're feeling the frustration from the future of this game, you know, and they don't even know that's why they feel so frustrated.
Okay, so I
I'm
have a
pretty sure it's
question
an answer.
about that stage 7 thing. So if you pick one of the 3 wishes that doesn't really do you anything useful, and then you die, are you then stuck with that wish when you're continuing, or are you able to choose again?
You do not get to re-choose your wish.
What?
Oof.
And it's random?
So, no, it's not random. No, it's not random. You get to pick your wish. But the thing is that if you die, you don't get to start off with 250 health again. You start off with 100.
Oh no. Okay, here we go. Lancer for Faizu. Let's see if Faizu can manage to get first the power up.
Oh no, the puppet tooth punch is too strong.
Yep, it happened. There we go, another game over. He's typing in Discord again.
Yeah, basically you just have to, respect his distance, because if he jump kicks you, you're just going to take a ton of health. I mean, you're going to lose a ton of health. You're not going to get a ton of health. I speak words.
Oh yeah, only the best words.
But yeah, I know they're just pining for a cupcake right now. Actually, I'm on a diet, so I'm pining for a cupcake right now, too.
I was just checking up on the next match. Have either of them made any significant progress?
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
somebody's
got 2
made
different
progress?
answers.
Okay.
I mean, they're progressing, but
Tina is currently fighting Lancer. Faizu got... Was that a key that he just got?
yeah, one of the
Okay.
rooms has a key, another has an orb. The
Okay,
key is used
gotcha.
to open up. The key is used to open up the room to fight Lance.
Here we go. Faizu managing to get one of the power-ups. That's pretty dang important. Honestly, if you can get that and fight this Lancer with the staff, you can conserve a lot of your health. Tina apparently is developing some of the metagame, figuring out how to get some of the tech down for just the casual areas here. At the same time, I feel like... Is it possible to grind for health in the area outside?
I wish there was, but And the manual says look for secret areas. And to the left of the Lancer fight, there's a gray block, which is right above Tina. And it actually has, like, I think 3 power-ups.
I mean,
And Faisy
cool.
just discovered a secret area, and it has a sandwich.
Sandwich! That did, like, no good. No good at all.
But yeah, all power-ups are random, so they can get anything from a cupcake, candy.
Yeah, there was a point earlier one of them just kept finding sandwiches over and over again. It's like, well, the speed boost is kind of nice, but health would be good.
Yeah, I would need to watch this team.
Tina's fighting Lancer again. The stuttering is lightning. Don't worry about it. Okay, Tina might unfortunately be getting electrocuted during this game.
I hope not.
I don't know. I don't know how lightning works, Railcoon. I've never been hit by lightning. I imagine you can still play video games while you're being shocked.
I don't think it would work very well.
I mean, you wouldn't play them very well. Maybe that's why Lancer killed her. Because she was hit by lightning.
If you want to get into science here for a second, if you get struck by lightning, like, all of your muscles would tense at the same time. Like, you just...
That might help when you're fighting Lancer.
It would be unpleasant.
Well, it doesn't have to be pleasant as long as you kill Lancer. Oh my gosh, and there goes Faizu.
Faizu is just continually getting to the second Lancer, but he just needs to develop that, you know, don't take a hit from Lancer strategy.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, Tina wandering to the right, Faizu wandering to the left. I think Faizu's just looking for any secret areas possible, and I think that is the right move.
Yeah, he found the one secret area, and he's thinking there has to be another one.
Yeah, there definitely is.
I'm just really hoping that somebody gets a cupcake, because that's going to help them pretty well. I do see Faizu got a staff, so that'll help them.
Oh yeah. The cupcake is health, right?
Yeah, a cupcake is 50 health. A candy is 20.
The manual says that the cake is 100.
Is it 100? Oh.
I don't... Like, but manuals lie sometimes.
Well, I lie
surprised.
too, so...
Oh no! Who do I trust? Railcoon, I'll trust you.
I have
50
no
or 100.
idea.
Oh no. I'm alone on
Hey,
this.
I'm being honest with you. That's because I'm the trustworthy one. I'm telling you that I don't know.
Okay. Thanks.
Go up left, Faizu. There's
Faizu,
some secret area.
I mean, up's good too, but not where we wanted you to go. Oh, he got a cloud. Enjoy the journey to nowhere.
Cloud.
It looks like a whoopee cushion.
We're on the road to nowhere. Oh, sorry, that'll get us kicked off. I'm shut up now.
Yeah. Sorry, copyright office. We apologize for NPC blatantly breaking it. Bad NPC.
Hey, it's a great song. I do not apologize.
Oh, okay.
Come on, Faizu, discover that trick in fighting Lancer.
Which trick?
The one where you just keep running if he jump kicks.
Ah.
If he jump kicks and you run past him, but don't try to go back to attack him, then you're not going to take any damage.
Gotcha.
What he's doing is he's reversing, just keeps attacking him, and that's no bueno.
No es bueno.
Ooh, Tina got a cupcake.
Cupcake. This actually really opens up the possibility that Tina can make some significant progress and maybe even beat this stage. Not a guarantee. Tina's gonna have to play well and get the rest of the Dragon Balls. Just so everybody knows, by the way, I know that some new people are stopping in. This is Kusogrande, the Bad Video Game Tournament. For the Invitational, we have 16 people who have entered a double elimination bracket. The goal? Make as much progress as you can in an hour. Whoever makes the most progress between these two players will take the victory. Now, this is the winner's bracket, so even if one of the players loses, whoever loses will still be in it, but it'll just be a little bit more difficult to stay around.
The
With that
journey
said,
is starting to annoy Faizu, if you look in chat a little bit.
uh-oh. Yeah, it's like you're constantly poisoned in this game. And I think that's the thing that really frustrated me the first time I tried playing this. I have played this NPC, not a lot of it, but I've played some of it.
Yeah, like I said, I've beaten this, and it's just... Yep, that's what it is. Just... Tina's gonna need another cupcake. Man, level 3 is just walling everybody.
I'm not too surprised. I mean, Faizu is low on health due to being too greedy during this fight. Oh, and that's a death.
Yeah, they're just convinced that there is no possible way to not take damage against Lancer.
You gotta think that there's at least some sort of pattern or some sort of visual indication. Like, they just need to get that fight down, and if they can, then fantastic. Hey, I think Faizu just grabbed a cupcake.
Yes, he did.
Very nice.
I'm being told to remind you guys that Goku is just always hungry. That's why the health drains.
Yeah,
this is a major plot point.
I think that's pretty important.
It's very important to the show, actually. There are several points where the entire plotline grinds to a halt because Goku needs food.
I mean, hunger is poison, and food is the antidote. So there you go. You can take that home to your children and tell them the illusions you've learned today.
I'm not sure that's accurate, but...
It's education. What are you talking about? You're learning, Railcoon. Learning with Brosencha.
I'm learning something.
Oh, yeah.
Learning with Brosencha.
Never sing that again, NPC.
Come on, it's the new show taking off.
Oh. I'll pass, thank you. Hey, Faizu got a really good location, it looked like. Or at least got pretty lucky with the pattern, I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Nice.
they're just relying on luck, and they need to stop relying on luck.
Yeah, luck is not going to do it with this game. Hey, Faizu learned how to spin around.
That's actually a staff power-up.
Oh, okay. Is it helpful?
Slightly, but it's not 100% useful.
So, chat, during the last game, we actually did do a quick little 1 to 10 question to see where you think this game fits. So let's go ahead and do 1, worst game in the world, 10, the Mario Odyssey of Dragon Ball video games, I guess. Where would you put it? Railcoon, you're thinking 4?
Yeah, it's better than last game.
Okay.
That's what I'll give it. It's better than the last game.
I do think it's better than the last game. I would definitely rather play this than Superboy. I still see a lot of 3s, but some 6s, 5s. Some people say right in the middle. What's odd is that there are a lot of games that I would probably rate right in the middle that aren't fun, just because they're really mediocre. But I would say that this game is not mediocre. It's like, it's got some big problems, but it still is fun to play.
Yeah, I mean, some of the worst games I've ever played were actually just painfully mediocre. They weren't bad, they weren't good, they were just average, and there was nothing interesting about them, so...
Yep.
Being
Faizu,
right
get
in the
out!
middle of that scale can be pretty bad, you know?
Yep. You've got 6 health, Faizu. You're not
I
gonna
come-
do it.
No, he's not going to do it.
He's
Zach.
draining still. I don't think he can do it before he naturally drains to
All that
0.
hunger poison.
Oh my god, Prosentia. You're not giving up on that, are you?
No, it's hunger poison.
I'm going to tell my coworkers, sorry, I got to go eat. I have hunger poison.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
find Prosentia out of that and be like, hey, you want to cure that hunger poison?
Yeah, I want to cure it, Railcoot. Friggin' been bothering me. Gonna die if I don't cure it.
I will no longer ask Prosentia if he wants to go out and eat something. It will always be hunger poison.
You got hunger poison. As it turns out, there are many people who have hunger poison right now and don't even know it.
Gasp.
We've got just under 9 minutes left, by the way, for this match. Faizu is currently in the lead due to having made it to the boss of the area. Unfortunately, he was not able to kill Lancer due to Lancer being a total patoot. Tina has made it to the first Lancer fight, but not the second one.
And Faizu is skipping power-ups, and that's not smart. Unless he just feels like it's that point where I just need to rush everything.
I think he
may be
might feel
thinking
that way.
Like, taking too long is costing him points of health just from the slow drain. So I think what he's trying to do is just, well, how much health can I save just by going fast?
That's definitely something that could be on his mind. He hates the draining health. Okay,
He's
this
mentioned it a
time...
few times in chat.
Oh, yeah. By the way, the players are not looking at Twitch chat. They're just looking at Discord chat and conversing with each other a little bit. How old is this game? It's not from the 60s. I'll say that much. It looks like, per the manual, 1987 is the copyright.
Come on, Faizu, get a cupcake. That's not a cupcake.
Well, Faizu has still learned how to avoid some of the damage, so there's at least a little bit of hope. Teeny tiny bit, not a whole lot. Ooh, that's a... Oh, there's a little candy. Okay.
I am so ready for Tina and Faizu to get at my throat.
I was really hoping that we would see the bunnies.
Yeah, so was I.
Well, we're not going to. Just, if you didn't know, in this game, you're probably not going to see it, but the bunnies in the game, I believe, eat you.
Wait a sec, we might have a chance. Faizu got a cupcake.
He got a cupcake? We might see this level beaten? Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
This is it. This is the urn.
The
Get
thing
out of
is,
there,
when you get good luck, you have to take advantage of it. And so, Faizu, you don't need a perfect fight, you just need a fight that's decent enough.
I
Well, he
have a
could just-
question.
Yes?
Yeah?
He had the staff, and he went down to pick up the staff when he already had the staff.
Yep, that doesn't do anything extra.
Yeah, Faizu is mostly staying away from the enemy during the attacks after the jump kick.
The puppy tooth punch. We established that lore already, Mercentia.
I don't want the puppy to punch.
Because it's
Do you
not
wanna be
Wolf Fang
punched?
Fist. Because this is not Dragon Ball.
Oh, okay.
There we
Hey!
go! Faizu has finally beaten the boss!
The boss is down! Yeah! With this, we are just like before. Wow, that's deep. Good! Good! Oh no, Lancer was a handsome guy.
Yep, that's all she thinks about.
Pudgy is not happy about that.
Well, he's a pig.
And now
Follow
Lancer's doing
them.
the chicken dance.
Then I'm going to take 7 balls away. What? Well, that's Lancer.
What's
What?
Poir's name in this? Did we get a new name for Poir?
Let me see.
Do we have to make one up?
Maybe.
Let's see. Bulma is Nora, Yamcha is Lancer, Oolong is Pudgy, Pilaf is King Minos. Yeah, you're gonna have to give a different name. That's fine.
Oh, we're into the King Ox territory now.
Uh-oh. Anyway, whatever. We are going.
So this is funny because now we're in a kind of hell, and I'm sure that Faizu feels like this is just encompasses his entire feeling of
Oh yeah.
power right now.
So is everything on fire now?
Yeah.
Because that was the plot point at this point. The giant mountain was on fire.
Ooh.
I just want him to get to the one section. Come on, just get a little bit further, Faizu.
Okay. Oh no! It was an enemy!
He got a bat.
Instead of a power-up, he got a bat. What a nice and fair video game. Okay,
Tina's making a try at Lancer.
nice! Come on, Tina, let's see what you can do. Ooh, kick to the face, that's not good. And there goes Tina. Hey, what if we ask Hermit for help? I'm leaving. Oh, I'm leaving now to ask him. Okay.
I like the pause. I'm leaving. To ask him now.
You are the kid I gave a gift to. So what's up?
What's up, kid?
What's up, kid? Could you put out the fire? Give me your friend's lunch. He's so hungry. I'll put out
Everybody.
the fire.
He needs to cure that hunger poison.
Oh, thank you. A good deal, right? I don't know. I'm hungry. Okay, here I go. Ah, look at the flex there. Window
Flex
wave.
time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he has a big mouth. What a surprise. You're great. You saved us. So we are right towards the end. Faizu is in the lead. I don't believe there's any way that Tina can pass him at this point. It's going to be...
This hermit wants your lunch.
Are you joking? It's a promise. Give the lunch. Come on. Hey, Pudgy. Huh? Oh no. It goes like this. What? Transform and feed him. Oh no.
You irritate me.
I have burgers and sandwiches. How's that? Oh, so much. Oh, oh, it's great. Oh, what a good meal.
Faizu was so confused.
Oh, you know what? I'm very excited about the lunch myself, you know?
Oh, I can't wait to have lunch now. And hypothetically, he's supposed to be looking for a key right now, but that's not going to matter because it's almost time for this video.
Yeah, we've got 20 seconds left. This is... Let's see what Tina can do with the Lancer fight. I wonder if she's going to be able to get any good hits in, but unfortunately she's taken a lot of damage. I think she's feeling the push of these last few seconds.
Yeah, I don't know if, no.
Nope, that is a death, and that's the hour. Faizu manages to take the victory in this match. Tina Hacks takes the loss, but because it's the winner's bracket, that doesn't matter too much. Tina will be going down into the loser's bracket to face someone terrifying. Who could it be? I don't actually know.
Me either.
My mind is gone. But Tina will be facing somebody. The loser of 14.
Hello.
Oh, withheld. Tina, hello!
Hey, Tina.
Hey, great job. You unfortunately did not take the victory here, but you put up a good fight and you made it all the way to Lancer 2. You did a pretty good job on that fight, too.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, do you have any strong feelings about the game? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I found the game super fun. I wouldn't say that I have a ton of strong feelings besides confusion, mostly. But yeah, the game was a lot of fun.
Hello, Faizu.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
I hate you so much.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Wait, Tina
is
liked
this,
this
is
game.
this is this King's Knight hate, or is this
This isn't Rockman X hate, don't worry. Just the game design in this, it's so RNG heavy, and it's also a game in which you are reliant on getting certain drops, like health drops, because your health drains constantly.
Oh, yeah. I think that is the number one irritation that I have with this game, that your health is a timer as well as health. And
Yeah, for sure. I might have a few bits of constructive criticism.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, I kind of felt like Tina, how far did you get?
To Lancer 2, apparently.
Okay, I think that was the bit where I was stuck for like half an hour or something like
Yeah,
that.
Yeah, you were stuck
basically.
there for like 20 minutes.
yeah?
Yeah, both of you were stuck on level 3 for quite a long time.
Yeah, Lancer
I-
1 just chewed me up and spit me out multiple times.
I mean, I finally figured out a strategy for the bosses, I think, but what got me was the fact that I accidentally wandered into a secret area and the pickup in there was a cake, which gave me completely full energy. And so I thought, oh, this is excellent. Next time I'll leave that for last, and then I can go into the boss fight with full health.
Yeah.
And then
Oh,
I
no.
go in there, and the next time it just gave me points.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the manual did tell us that we should be looking out for those. So I probably spent too long looking for secret areas. Turns out there was one on the very first screen, which...
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Yep. There are quite a few, but yeah, it's kind of important to try and find a couple of them. I saw you were looking for one little while in level 3. And I was like, keep looking. There's just one right there, and you kept missing it. And I was just like, "Urgh."
Oh, no.
Mhm.
Yeah.
By the way, we did term the health drain in this game hunger poison, since you always need to eat.
Yeah, it says in the manual that it's hunger as well. What about the cutscenes? What did we think about those? Because I
Gosh, those
loved
were
the
so
mouth
good.
movement.
Oh yeah, the mouth movement was great.
I liked how often they flailed their knees back and forth while their mouths are flapping wildly.
Yes.
Like I don't know, despite how the bad stuff in this game, I actually really enjoy it.
It's-
Go ahead.
it's kind of fun. It's just the RNG kind of kills it for me, because it does just feel really luck.
There is a lot of luck in it. There are ways to deal with that luck, but for a blind playthrough,
Yeah.
it's really difficult. Honestly, you
I
have
mean-
to hope for a good playthrough and good drops in certain locations.
Like I said, I think I figured out kind of a strategy for dealing with the bosses on the Lancer stage eventually, but at first it just seemed like it was purely random, and it was going to be entirely random if I had the pole weapon and even enough health to deal with them.
Oh yeah. So Faizu, you did take the victory. Tina, you'll be going into the losers bracket to face Withheld. Honestly, though, it was really close because both of you were walled on the same stage for so long. But
yeah, that
NPC
stage
expected
was real tough. But
Yeah.
game was super fun.
It was weirdly
yeah.
fun, but I'm not gonna lie, I was getting kind of annoyed at the RNG at the same.
Oh yeah,
That's understandable.
I completely understand that. So, do you scale of 1 to 10? Where would you put it? 1 being the worst, 10 being the best.
5-ish, somewhere in there.
Is this a scale of actual games or Kuso games?
Kuso
actual
games, it goes way up. Kuso
No,
games like 7 or 8. Actual game, this is like a 5. This wasn't bad.
Like from literal garbage to Mario Odyssey. That's the scale.
I didn't like Mario Odyssey very much, so
It's a
Okay.
very small scale for you.
So 10. So it gets a 10.
yeah, this is definitely a 10 on that scale.
I love it. Oh my gosh. Well, cool. Railcoon, are you ready to take it away from us?
Sure am. I would just like to remind everybody before we go to break that HOTFIX is funded and thanks partially to your subscriptions. Please consider subscribing to support future broadcasts, and of course, if you have Amazon Prime, you can connect it to your Twitch account and subscribe for free every month. But with that, thank you once again, Faizu and Tina, for playing that interesting game for us. And after this break, we're going to be back with Corndon versus Smite, the last of our losers round 1 matches. Welcome back, everyone, to Kusogrande Invitational week number 5. We've gone through our first 2 matches this week with Proton versus Dana and Faizu versus Tina Hex. But to close things out, we've got Corndan versus Smite, and we've got a good one for you. But to tell you how good of a one we've got here for you, our game master for this one's just Mike Uyama. So if you're familiar with Kusogrande, that can tell you a few things. And Bro Central, why don't you help us out here? What can we expect?
Well, Mike tends to be the king of the Genesis, you know. Most of the time, I'm expecting that we're going to have something Sega-oriented, and usually it's something that I don't know, that I've never played. So, Mike, I'm ready for you to show up and blow our expectations away. What do you have for us?
Well, today the game is not Sega. It's actually something that's been in a GDQ before. Unsurprisingly, in the Awful Block. And what's funny is that if you saw this game in the Awful Block, it probably didn't look that awful because the runner playing it made it look very playable. These players have never played it before, so it's not going to look very playable at all.
Yeah, it'll be bad. The game is Floating Runner for the PlayStation 1.
Yeah, it's not a Sega game, actually.
No, it's whatever this company's name is. They made
This is developed by Xing.
Xing.
They're actually kind of a ghost developer in Japan. They've helped develop a lot of games, including Ultimate Marvel 3. They've developed a lot of games.
Oh, I'm enjoying chat's reaction right now. The thing is, both of these players tend to stick with retro stuff. Corndan is an expert in DOS. Smite tends to be an NES, Super NES expert as well. He's played a lot of retro. And so we went with PS1.
He has his retro show. Smite has his retro show, and Corndan is also specialized in GBA and other handhelds, so I figured I should give them both a game that is completely out of their wheelhouse.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be a big surprise for both of them. So this game, as far as I know, is non-linear. Also, can you check the question?
Technically linear, but the way the game works, and I kind of didn't want to reveal this to the runners, so I'll leave it a surprise, is that the way stage progression works is that whatever color the crystal is, that's the stage you go to.
Ah, gotcha.
Because the end stage crystal is always changing colors.
Okay, cool. It looks like they're ready, but there's one question in Discord if you can go check on that. I'll go ahead and explain Kusogrande because it's a bad video game tournament. These racers will be battling it out in the losers bracket to make as much progress as possible. So the first person... actually, no, there's not really a win condition. I don't think they're going to beat the game. But whoever makes the most progress at any given point will take the victory. We have these two characters, Leia and Cress. It doesn't matter which one they choose, so we'll see who they go with.
So I would like to point out that some people in chat don't think that this is going to be too bad, but there's a very severe difference to playing this game your first time and like a complete blind playthrough versus playing this game if you've played it before. I think the blind part of this game is going to make it pretty entertaining.
Yeah, even if they saw the GDQ run, first off, doing some of the tricks would be very difficult your first time through if they even remember them, and playing the game is a lot different than just seeing it.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, chat, I do want you to get all of your rainbows and other bright colored emotes ready and spam those because I'm doing the countdown in Discord right now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, I see those emotes coming through. Perfect. And both players are getting started. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about this game. What is this, Mike?
This is a 3D platformer that was one of the first ones for the PlayStation. It was actually made before Mario 64. And because of that, and that means the game is pre-analog stick PS1, and because of that, it has tank control. So that's why you see Corndan wobbling around a lot, because he's going forward and he's like trying to make adjustments left and right. There is a side step, but it's more of a side hop. And like you just do this flip and it's really not good unless you're trying to determine some sort of position. So Smite is going to fire level, which is a very tough first level. Corndan misses the crystal and it looks like he's going to the forest from that color.
Okay.
Also, even if by some miracle they make it to the end of the game, if I remember right, the final boss in this game is kind of a nightmare.
Yeah, the final boss in this game is completely nightmarish. Especially on expert difficulty, which is the difficulty I told them to play. And that is why they're getting bombarded by everything.
You told them expert?
Is around. Yes, because, okay, so there's two reasons for this. First off, there's the Kusogrande Invitational. We should make it as entertaining and mean for the players as possible. And you're going to see that game over screen a lot. Fortunately, it's unlimited continues, except in 2 cases, which I'll mention later. And the other reason why is that if they make it to the final boss, it's actually very hard to judge how many hits you've gotten on the final boss. So I figured putting in expert would ensure that wouldn't happen.
Oh my god.
So part of it's just my sheer laziness.
Well, good. You're so lazy that you made them suffer.
Exactly.
Just so you know, that's how GDQ started as well. I'm joking.
I'm pretty sure on a blind playthrough, if either of them ever did make it to the final boss, they would not complete it within
Oh no,
the
they
time
wouldn't.
frame. Just
So,
no way.
Speaking of the 2 ways to perma game over, one is if you time out on this stage, which doesn't happen in many stages because they're fairly linear, but can happen in places like the second fire level because there's 2 levels per each world. And the second fire level has some jumps that are pretty difficult, and if you miss some of them, you go down to a lower platform.
Oh no. Okay. Do you think there's
the other case is after you game over against the final boss, you have one of your hearts taken off until you go down to 2 hearts, and once you go down to 2 hearts and you game over against the final boss, you just perma-game over.
Okay, so you've essentially prevented that from happening due to the difficulty.
Correct.
But running out of time. Did you tell them about running out of time?
I did warn them that there were 2 ways to perma-game over. One of them I kept a secret, which is the final boss. I did tell them about the timeout.
Okay.
Like this enemy on Smite's screen keeps
It's so
blocking the jump.
merciless.
It's like 4 times in a row. He's got this jump block.
And the perspective is really hard to get down, and the background of the lava stage does not help.
This game's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad. Like Dowolf says, seeing this really reminds you how impressive Super Mario 64 was, because even though it's dated in a lot of aspects, like having a controllable camera was a big deal. Well, actually, you can control the camera in this game, and I kind of wish the players would hit the L2 button, which controls the camera, because all that it does is tilt it slightly upward and then slightly downward.
What?
Yeah.
Well, okay.
So this game does have camera control. It's about 5 degrees of camera control.
I mean, I'm not completely sure if it's better or worse than Bubsy 3D for camera control. I think this is more disorienting. Like, Bubsy 3D is not good, but at least you turn slowly.
This cycle for this platform is so long.
It is.
The jump.
It is. Oh, and this isn't even like the worst of the platforms.
Oh no.
There's some in the
Just
sand
standing
level that
there
are
waiting
just.
for the platform for so long. I thought he walked away from his game.
So how are we tracking progress for the sake of our audience? How are we doing that?
Oh, we're doing it by levels completed. So far both of them have only completed 1 level. And if they both end up tying, then it comes down to sudden death of who completes the level first. And then if they both somehow game over, then I guess it would just be who got to the stage first.
It looks like Smite is going to be backtracking a little bit. Was he in the right place?
Yeah, this game's pretty linear, so he was probably in the right place. Backtracking is generally not the way to go. There are a couple of alternate paths that give you secrets. In fact, the bomb power-up, which is what this speedrun uses to fight the final boss, because it's really the only feasible way to fight the final boss, is in this level. I don't think Smite collected it.
This is bad.
He tried to
It is
backtrack
really-
and he found a jump that you can't do going the other direction. So now he's going back in the original direction again.
Actually, I remember watching this live. It was Caveman who ran it, right?
Yep.
Of course it was Caveman.
And he made it look very playable. And the thing is, these jumps are really precise. Like, Corndan is not quite close enough to the edge when he's trying this jump. And then he has to wait for the other... Yeah, so that's the side hop that he did, and that's why you never sidestep in this game. Because it's just completely useless. There is actually some speed tech in this game. Because the walls in this game are kind of bouncy, you can kind of do this climbing trick up the walls by back jumping a whole bunch. And side hopping. It's kind of hard to do, and unless the players actually like know where they can climb up walls, it's not worth trying.
So this company, I'm taking a look into them. It's TNE Soft, and they developed other classics
Like
such
Hide Light.
as Virtual Hide Light.
Yeah.
And all the other highlights, but Virtual Highlight
Oh
is the one
my
that
God.
really sticks out to me there.
I mean, you have to admit, this is a better frame rate than Virtual Highlight.
It has a
fact-
frame rate.
Exactly. The game fan preview for this game, in fact, mentions the game silky smooth 30 frames per second.
Oh,
And it
boy.
has nothing but praise for this game. Like, it legitimately is enthusiastic for this game.
Well, that's
coincidentally enough, Game Fan hasn't been a magazine for the past 20 years or so, so you know.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I also see that they made 3D Tetris for the Virtual Boy.
Okay, so Corndan is on the
Oh,
final
go ahead.
jump. So if he makes this jump, he will be in the lead.
That's a game over for Smite. Corndan
Yeah.
is trying to make this jump.
I don't know if he was frustrated out of the level.
He may have been low on time. I wasn't looking because I was distracted by this jump.
It looked like he had 24 seconds left.
Oh my gosh. How do you even do that? Why is it so precise, Mike?
It looks like he's on ice physics trying to make that jump.
Because floating runner, yeah, that jump is actually on ice physics. That's what makes it so bad. I can't. Okay, it looks like Corndan still has 31 seconds left. The timer's fairly slow in this game. As you can see, Corndan has to build up his momentum, and he has to do this as a running jump. Like he can't do it that slowly.
Well, yeah, it's floating runner, not floating Mosier.
He was trying to back up as much as he could, which I could understand. Can you make that jump onto the ice and do it like in one long thing?
I'm not sure. It's been a little while since I've played through all the levels in this game. I think you can, and that makes the jump a lot easier.
Yeah, because if you can make that jump he just tried.
I don't know if he's doing running jumps though. I might have. I think I can't tell if he's. It looks like he's just walking.
Did you give them a manual?
I couldn't find one online, and I was too lazy to scan one.
Okay.
I did tell them that all the controls were in the options screen.
Yeah, so they should have seen it. I do think that you're right that Corndan is not using run. I'm not sure if Smite is either. What is the run button in this game?
It's circle. You hold circle to run.
What's jump?
X.
Are you serious?
Yes.
That's so uncomfortable.
It is really uncomfortable. I mean, you can change it in the options.
I love the first thing that came out of your mouth was, "Are you serious?"
It's so bad. Like,
Right,
I know there are
I
worse.
might tell the players that there is a run button. They can hold it down because I want them to be able to complete levels.
Yeah,
the
you have to
platform
run
jumps
this
they've
game.
been having troubles with without
Go
the run
ahead
button.
and send them a message in Discord. I'll let you do that. Just be sure that you at them so they both get the notification.
And done. So Corndan has also game overed. So they're now both at a stalemate. But this actually means they're fairly even in progress.
Oh yeah.
Because the first stage does not take long to complete, and if Corndan just touches the crystal at a different color, he'll A, be very confused, and B, he'll be able to complete another level.
Oh yeah, it looks like, by the way, Smite is using the run button right now, and Corndan
yes.
is using it too. So
Smite is definitely running. I think Corndan's starting to run too.
yeah, that's definitely a run. This is gonna help. Okay. That's all right. You know, it's
Okay, Corndan is going to the swamp. And this game is normally lacking textures to make sure it has a 30 frames per second. And the swamp stole all the rest of the textures from the game, and then it took the textures for itself.
oh Smite or Corndan. Oh my gosh, I remember this weird. I don't know what this is, but it is.
You're
here.
not at the textures yet. He has to make this jump. He's not.
What is he trying to jump to?
I don't know.
Like the leaf of grass? Is he trying to land on that?
Oh, wait, he needs more momentum. Oh, wait, there he goes. There, he's on it. Hey, Railkun, don't question it. This is how the game maintains a consistent 30 frames per second frame rate until you see the textures in this stage.
So do the gems that they're picking up, do those do anything significant?
They are sub-weapon ammo. And
If I'm not
Smite has
mistaken-
cleared a stage. So
Smite
each
takes
world
the lead.
has 2 stages in it.
Okay. So he's on to the second stage of this world. But he's cleared a stage. That's a little bit of progress.
Yep, he's cleared 2 stages, because the first stage counts 2.
So it's sub-weapon ammo, but I don't think either of them have found a sub-weapon.
Correct.
For those who are asking in chat, this is a blind race situation. Neither of these players have seen or played this game. Mike asked multiple comments to see if they had any prior history, and no, they don't. So
Oh, this is a really mean jump that Smite has to make.
Oh, no.
It's on a timer, or like it has, you know, rises and falls, and you need the momentum of the waterfall, so he's not going to make it going that slow.
oh no.
No, I don't think he can make
Corndan,
it.
please.
Oh,
continue.
he made it.
Oh, he did.
Okay.
Is Corndan gonna...
Corndad might be breathing a little bit.
Yeah.
He did this earlier as well. I think he's
Yeah.
gathering his mental fortitude.
It's possible. He could also... I don't remember what I was going to say, Mike.
It
He's
looks-
resetting.
Oh, interesting.
Maybe he wants to change his controls?
He says this game doesn't like his controller.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Ooh,
no.
that would
That would be
definitely put
unfortunate.
him at a disadvantage, yeah.
Did you not test the controls earlier?
Well, it sounded like he did. So what Smite has to do is that use that pad to bounce onto the water bit. And then
okay.
be patient enough not to fall off the water bit once he's finally on it.
This game is so... Oh my gosh, the jumps!
Oh,
That was amazing!
Smite's becoming a platforming master at this game. So, if you're wondering what the difficulties do, you see all those bullets flying around and all those enemies around? That's what Expert does. On Easy, there would be maybe like the occasional bullet being thrown around and less enemies.
I like how quickly the crystal flashes between different colors.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And Smite has finished a stage. Right now I'm checking in with Corndan to see what's happening with the controller. As we have done before, if it's a situation that puts someone at a huge disadvantage that is completely out of their control, we sometimes do give a little bit of extra time at the end. So I'll let you know if that does happen, Railcoon.
Okay.
We won't give him an hour though.
I don't think he would take the hour, even if it was granted to him.
He's like, nah, I'm good.
You're nicer than I am. Because I run tournaments, and generally the thing would be, well, you didn't test it to begin with? Like...
Usually our referee, who is Cadis, by the way, thank you very much, Cadis, for all the help. We leave the choice up to Cadis, and most of the time, it's completely as you're saying.
You're
most
gonna
of
see
the
all
time.
the swamp textures.
Oh, baby cakes.
Oh boy.
That's a 10.
And here's where all of the game's textures are.
Oh, and there goes the bit rate.
Exactly.
Oh boy.
And purple waterfall.
We're suddenly on Rainbow Road in terms of bit rate.
Yeah, Smite is actually doing really well with this game. I think he's starting to get adjusted to the
Yeah.
very strange nature. As soon as he learned that there's a run button, he took off.
He seems to be doing pretty well at the tank controls. Like, I haven't seen him turning the wrong way on accident too much.
Well, if you're used to like other 3D games, the tank controls, they do take some getting used to, but once you get used to them, they're not too bad. It's just awkward, and why did they do this for a 3D platformer?
Yeah.
They didn't have an analog control.
Well, there weren't too many good examples of 3D platformers before this.
How how late in the development of the PlayStation was this? Was this really early?
By the way,
this was made in developed in January 1996 in Japan. So in Japan, this would have counted as the a little past the second year.
Huh. Okay.
I'm curious because some of the first games that tried to make use of analog controllers didn't do very well because most people didn't buy the analog controller for PlayStation 1. But I think it's early. I think it's earlier than that kind of happens. So
there's definitely some PlayStation 1 games with analog controls that just do not control well with an analog stick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm trying to think. By the way, Mike, we did miss saying that Smite beat one more level. So he's taking a little bit more of a lead right now.
That is true. He has beaten 4 stages. Corndan has unfortunately beaten 1 due to the technical difficulties, but he's at least able to try out a lot of levels here.
Yeah, as far as we can tell, Corndan's controller just stopped working for no good reason during the swamp stage, which makes swamps difficult. It's true, I've never gone through a swamp without my controller working.
Have you ever gone through through a swamp with your controller working?
Every Monday, Railcoon.
What's
It's what we do. I just take my controller out to the swamp. We have a good time. I don't know.
Is that the Utah swamp? So Smite is kind of confused that you actually have to drop down in this stage.
Oh no, but he cleared it. He's through.
He did clear it. He might actually get to the final level.
Really?
There are 6 worlds. He's been through 2 of them. However, Sand World has some very painful platforming bits, so we'll see how he does there.
Seems like we're back on ice physics on sand.
There's kind of like a lot of ice physics everywhere in this game.
But why?
Why not?
Corndan says that his controller seems fine for now.
Okay. We'll keep an eye on it. It's like what my doctor says with everything, you know? It's never a diagnosis. We'll keep an eye on it. Hey, what's this third arm? I don't know. We'll keep an eye on the, you know.
Yes, Mark. That's how it wins. Whoever's ahead wins. If neither player finishes the game within an hour.
We've had instances where somebody was ahead by a couple pixels, for instance.
Yep. For the sake of this game, generally, it's going to be whoever has completed the most stages. If they've completed the same number of stages at the end, though, Mike, how would you rule it at that point?
Oh, wait, if they both get up to the end?
Or if they both have completed the same number of stages?
I would do it by sudden death, and if they both game over, then whoever got there first. Or if we're really running low on time, we can do it by whoever got there first.
Yeah. I'm curious because the last time we got in one of these situations, we were like, well, that one condition wasn't stated beforehand, so it was going to be left up to Kate, our referee. Is that what same thing here? Since they didn't get given that extra.
I did mention the sudden death thing. I didn't mention the latter one.
Okay.
Being part of that match with that win condition, it would have been nice if I knew that tie win condition.
All right, well.
Okay, so this part is total butts. You have to like bounce off of those spiky platforms.
Okay.
And then get onto the second platform.
Gotcha. Corndan is starting to figure it out, though.
Yeah, but you need momentum.
Sounds horrible.
You need momentum, and you gotta bounce.
Oh no, Corndan, don't go down there.
Oh, but it's the Charlie Brown spider. Okay, Charlie Brown spider is dead.
Charlie Brown spider?
Did you see the wavy lines? absolutely a Charlie Brown
I don't
spider.
remember any Charlie Brown spiders or
That's
spiders.
what it was.
Sometimes your brain works in wonderful ways, Brossentia.
Oh my gosh. Well, you don't know who Charlie Brown is, I guess, because there it is, the Charlie Brown spiders on both screens.
Charlie-
I think it's because he's wearing. It's like the yellow and black.
Yeah,
with
exactly.
Stripes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
See? You see it, Mike?
Alright, so now Corndan and Smite are both on the second stage of the desert level.
Yeah.
And I think Corndan thinks there's some kind of switch trick to this. There really isn't. You just have to bounce off those.
It's just bad.
Checking all the torches and trying to jump onto them.
I mean, he has unlimited continue, so
yeah,
following
I mean, there's
isn't
no
really
reason
a
not to
huge
try
deal.
it out.
I guess the one reason not to try it out is if you waste too much time trying it, because the timing out is bad.
It is. I did tell them that they would game over if they timed out.
Yep.
On that note, though, the game's pretty forgiving.
Yeah, that timer does not tick quickly at all.
No.
So both of these players are playing this game for the first time. The goal is to make as much progress as they can. Whoever makes more progress than the other player takes the victory here. This is a loser's bracket match. Whoever loses is out.
Yeah, actually, Smite lost to NPC, and Corndan lost to me, actually.
Wow, Mike.
So I guess I'm just rubbing salt on. Oh no, Corndan chose not to continue.
Oh, it might be a good choice to go and try some of the other levels for now.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Sure.
So, when we're talking about the most stages cleared in terms of progress, would that be in one playthrough? Because
Yes.
since this game, like, you can wind up on different stages, it's not like cumulative across all your playthroughs. It'd be like most stages beaten in one straight through, right?
Yes. That is correct.
Yeah. It depends on, if we don't specify beforehand, then that is how it is in a single playthrough. There are some cases where we've said, like Virtual Bart, for example, where it's just a nightmare of a game that you really don't have any control of which stage you're going to go to. So for that, we were in general saying whichever mini games you've beaten at any time, whatever, that'll count. But for this, I think it's easy enough to follow that, yeah, finishing the same stages in one playthrough makes sense.
It really doesn't look like you need to jump off of these. Like, they've both found that they can bounce on
It
them.
might
but-
be possible with a very precise jump without using those platforms.
Corndan was trying, and he just wasn't getting enough height. It didn't look like.
Yeah, he was just clipping through the platform.
So,
Yeah.
Mike, here's my question. How long is the speedrun of this game?
It's about 15 minutes.
Oh, so it's not long.
No, it's not long at all. Like, once you actually know where you're going and learn some of the speed tricks, this game is not that long. Even the expert speedrun is something like 18 or 20 minutes.
Gotcha. So, even though Corndan has had to go back to the beginning of the game, the stages can move fast enough that he can get through this. Oh, Smite is trying the same stuff that Corndan tried. Jumping
Yeah, I
at
think-
the fire.
I think it's just very not obvious you want to jump off those spikes because they look like enemies. They've both bounced on them. They know they can bounce on them. They just haven't put two and two together yet.
I think they've got in their mind, the game can't be this stupid, right?
It's Kusogrande, come on.
Kusogrande game. Of course it can be this stupid.
Yeah, but usually it's like, wow, the game devs at least have an idea. Oh, okay. They do have an idea.
I mean, these are the same people who brought you the Highlight series.
Yeah, but highlight, you never bounce on spikes. That'd be dumb, right?
Because you can't jump in Highlight.
You can barely turn in Highlight.
Hey, in Super Highlight, you can turn all the time. In fact, you turn too fast, if anything.
in virtual highlight, you have to turn on the map because you can't turn otherwise.
That's true.
By the way, emulated virtual highlight is so much faster than non-emulated virtual highlight. Like, I don't know.
That would take away
Yeah.
the charm of the game, though. Like,
Yeah, that's almost that's like cheating.
Yeah, but you don't vomit as much.
True.
Really, though, virtual highlight is kind of actually fun once you play it.
Oh, Smite is trying so many things.
Smite. He's like shooting them. I think what Smite and Corndan are thinking is there's some way to get them to stop moving up and down,
Yeah.
and they're trying to find that so they can jump off of them because it seems so unreasonable to jump off of them while they're moving up and down.
Well, it is unreasonable to jump off them while they're moving, but that's what you do.
But that's just the game.
Exactly.
Yes, you need to do this. It seems unreasonable, but that's what you have to do.
Yeah, and Corndan is really struggling to climb up these trees. Basically, what you have to do is that you have to jump from tree to tree to tree until you get to the big tree, and you have to jump off its branches until you get to the exit. He still has plenty of time, so I think he'll make it to the exit. But it is a real struggle, especially since it's not clear where the tree platform ends and where it begins.
Smite is running out of time.
Yeah, that's a little rough. I'm looking into more info about this game, so just a bit of the lore in this. Let me share it with you. In the world of Floating Runner, its populace inhabit 7 floating islands, living in peace and tranquility until one day it comes to a crash halt. An evil emperor by the name of Zaurer, Z-A-U-R-E-R, Zaurer?
I'm pretty sure it's Zaurer or Zor.
It's just a crappy name. Okay. Zaurer has unleashed his hordes of baddies upon the land, enslaving and conquering all within their path, and the only hope for this world is a young priestess, a bounty hunter, and 7 magic crystals. That's right. You can either play as a bounty hunter or a priestess.
Yep, and they're both playing as bounty hunter.
Oh, yeah. Zaurer. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. There's not really any more lore as far as I can see.
Yeah, so I just double checked, and they have to jump on a certain platform together. It's fine. Smite made it! The problem is he only has 10 seconds to complete this level, so I don't know if he can make it through.
Oh my
Smite
gosh.
has completed a good amount of levels. He's completed 6 levels. The first stage and 2 of the worlds. The water world and the swamp world.
It's like, thank you for telling me I have to hurry up, video game. I know that.
Oh, and this is another cycle-based area, so if he doesn't make all the cycles, there's no way he can even make it to the end of the level.
Oh no!
Oh no!
He tried! Spike,
No.
hurry up! Hurry up!
And it's so disoriented because of the way the sand
No.
falls.
Hurry up, Spike!
Oh, he's not making it.
Oh
The
no!
bats! The bats just killed him. Oh my gosh.
I
Yeah.
love how slowly it's dinging at him. It's counting down the seconds like once every 10
Yeah.
seconds.
Yeah.
Well, that's a game over. Yeah, sorry, we
So
didn't
sad.
tell him to hurry up enough, so that is a game over. That's okay, it happens.
But this is
definitely
interesting
pretty far
because
ahead.
it gives Corndan a chance to catch up. That being said, he's really struggling a lot with these trees.
Oh, he switched characters. I don't think it changes anything, does it?
No, it does not.
I mean, she's pretty hard to see on that bright yellow. That's
A
shame.
bit. So I'm trying to find the review that you were talking about, Mike, because that sounds...
I sent you pictures. We can
Oh,
both
you
read it.
did! Okay, let me pull this up. Oh my gosh. Okay, I can do this.
Here, I can start.
Go ahead.
GDQ has an impressive lineup of PS games headed our way. The most exciting of which is the recent import release, Floating Runner by Xing. What's exciting about Floating Runner is that it's the first true 3D platform to surface on a 32-bit home console. I know, it was supposed to be Jumping Flash, right? Well, not quite. While Jumping Flash did exude supreme platformness, it was all harnessed within a floating cone structure. Floating Runners, that's a really, like, picky, like, weird distinction. Okay.
What does that even mean? I don't know the difference.
Yeah. I mean, Jumping Flash, it's basically a first-person jumping game. It's actually a lot of fun.
Well, that sounds
it's
like a
pretty
platformer
short.
to me. You jump.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
no.
You jump. It's very much a platformer. It's first-person platform. Anyway, Floating Runners levels are spread out over a vast area, moving forward, left, right, and up and down via floating platforms, with 10 areas to complete and 2 stages in each. FR is not only supremely entertaining, but long as well. The gameplay is not only finely tuned and way fun, but thankfully ain't all that easy. So, on with the review.
Oh boy.
Clearly, he
as
did
it-
not play on expert.
And then I like this next part.
Clearly, he didn't play past like the first stage.
Like, it's both condescending as well as, I don't know, as anyone with 2 eyes can see. Floating Runner is comprised completely of polygons. Both texture mapped and flat shaded. One may ask why the flat shaded variety are present at all, but once you're playing, you see why. Because it doesn't lag when it's flat shaded, that's why. Okay.
Is that actually
added-
written, or is that you adding that?
It is actually written. Okay, so that was him, but it's actually used to justify that. So any added complexity to graphics would have created a bit of a mess, as this game is vastly multi-tiered. The areas that are textured
are brilliantly done so. And the flat shaded variety never seem out of place. The only sprites in the game are the explosions and lighting effects produced by certain weapons, of which there are 6 you can find and use. I haven't really seen that many weapons in this game.
So
they have to find them, and neither player has found any.
Oh, Smite has one right now. He's shooting. Oh, Corndad gets a game
that's
over.
just your normal weapon.
Oh, okay.
how much money was passed under the table for this review?
I don't know.
Like, they're like, here's $1,000. And also, here's all this art, because it's multiple pages long, this review. It's
Yeah,
so long.
it's like 5 pages. And the best part is that like the background uses the in-game graphics from Floating Runner, so it looks really ugly.
I kind of like it, Mike. I'm not gonna lie. Like, they could have used a different font other than kind of crappy Comic Sans here. Like, it's not a great font.
I think they made a custom font for this.
I'll let your chat judge.
Okay.
Like, I'm not saying it's a good font, but I think they actually made this font.
Adding to the visual force in Floating Runner is the fantastic no slow down at all 30 frames per second rate, at which everything moves. And trust me, everything moves. Not only are the polygon enemies animated smoothly, but waterfalls, creeks, flaming torches, lightning, and water slides are all fluidly animated as well. Graphics aside, we all know it takes much more to make a great game. Where Floating Runner's true genius lies is in its non-linear gameplay. You'll often find yourself 100 or so feet over or under a given playfield. A great example of this can be seen on the last page of this layout, where Ray is standing atop a huge tree which he first ascends by jumping branch to branch and then lofts off to the adjoining platform below. That's not really grammatically correct, but okay.
There's this down arrow that Mike is trusting.
Yeah, he needs to like jump past it, and then
There
he'll
we
get
go.
to the next level. Did Corndan game over and repeat this stage? I think he did, or is he on the next?
He
set
did
of the
get a
four?
game over.
He's
Okay.
back to this stage again.
Okay.
I think people are going to have to start a final run fairly soon. Just because we're starting to get a little bit low on time. I think that Smite, due to the amount of progress that he's made so far, he really wants to make this run count. This should be his last run.
So he beat the desert level, which was giving him a lot of trouble the last time.
Per the review, other such memorable gameplay elements are the many hovering platforms, lengthy water slides you must zip down and hurl off, and the all-around feeling of height you get as you negotiate up winding paths. To say the very least, Floating Runner's 3D platform gameplay is among the best yet exhibited on any next-gen platform. Another key element, or non-element in this case, is Floating Runner's lack of an on-screen map. You'll actually get lost in many of the huge levels. That's a plus? The plus is you're going to be lost forever, and you'll never be able to finish this game. Yeah, thanks.
By that standard, Mohawk and headphone jack is a masterpiece.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Brilliant. Oh, this ties in directly with actually finishing the game. Because you can die and continue an unlimited number of times, losing only weapon power, but run out of time and it's game over, man. Thankfully, the designers have allotted plenty of time to complete each area once you know where to go. There are 2 camera angles in Floating Runner, which you can toggle on the fly. One overhead and one slightly behind. The overhead cam allows you to peek over...
Oh no. Corndan was making such good progress in the branches, but fell down.
Oh no!
Smite made that jump first try.
Nice.
He was on a good cycle.
Oh, here we go. The only negative comment I can give, besides a couple of mundane tunes among a great soundtrack, is the lack of a guardian for each area. I like my areas to have guardians, okay, Mike?
There was bosses.
Where's my area guardian?
Guardians. Not bosses, but guardians.
Yeah.
Quality bosses.
Wing Guardian. Leviosa.
Wing guardian. Yeah, no. Seemingly awesome last boss.
Left me wishing they'd have created more. But hey, maybe in the sequel. This game definitely deserves one.
Sure.
Add Floating Runner to your PS stash and file it under 3D polygonal replayable joy.
You know what?
You had to
I
have
only
made
have
that part
one
up.
game
I don't
that.
believe you that you didn't make that part up.
That is written into the review. How could I make that up?
That's literally what it
sounds
says.
like you made it up.
Oh,
Here,
God.
I'm gonna post the picture. I have proof.
Put it in chat.
It's not made up. That's literally what it says. Well, Corn Dad finished the stage.
Until I see the proof.
Alright, I'll post all the pages. I posted the first one. Now I'm gonna post the second set and the third set.
Hey,
boy.
Corn Dad is on to the next stage. I like the mice in this game. Those are adorable. Like,
Also, the writer's stage is E-Storm. So it is fortunate that Cornet made it to this stage. This stage has a ton of platforms moving up and down.
Oh, so when you said this was like 5 pages, it's because there's only like a couple words on each page and it's all just pictures.
Yes. Yes.
who's E-Storm?
Probably one of the game fan writers.
My name's E-Storm.
I mean, a lot of people used aliases back in the day. Like all the GamePro writers, if you look at them, use like goofy aliases, like Slasher Quan.
I mean, I guess so.
So yes, polygonal replayable joy is something that that person actually wrote into words.
That's unbelievable.
Okay. The guy's name is Dave Halverson per Wikipedia, and he did reviews as E-Storm, Skid, and Takahara. Okay. Interesting. Apparently, he also
no, Corn Dan, you
reviews
just need to wait
anime.
more on those platforms. Why did you sidestep?
Oh. Yeah, Smite at this point is definitely winning. Corndan has been struggling a little bit, partly due to controller issues, partly due to floating runner issues.
Yeah, so I think Smite has tied his progress because he beat 2 different worlds this time, but he beat 2 worlds and the first stage, and now he's on the second set of lava levels.
Oh,
now, this...
no!
Oh no! But he did touch the platform, so it might count. Oh no, it didn't.
Okay, so I'm looking at the history of this reviewer. This reviewer gave Sonic 2006 a 9.5 out of 10.
Well, I mean, he just knows about its polygonal replayable joy.
Oh, you know it! All those polygons!
I mean, in all those load screens, you
Oh
know,
my gosh.
you get to stare at. What publication did he review that on? All Sonic games are great.
Sonic. Oh yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to find some of the reviews. I really need to find this now. Mike, I'm sorry. I'm just digging into this guy's.
You
history
shouldn't
now.
apologize. This is amazing.
Okay, critic reviews.
These jumps look like garbage, by the way. The ones that Smite is working on.
Oh yeah, they're really bad. And
Yeah.
and you have to bounce off those eyes, and it's really hard to gauge where you can bounce off them. Corndan, just get in the tree. Just get in the tree.
So what did Smite do to get a 5th heart?
What did Smite do to what?
To gain a 5th heart.
If you look for treasure chests inside areas, there are health upgrades. If I remember correctly, there's 1 per world. And I think even the speedrun collects 1 or 2 because the final boss is a butt.
Yeah.
Like, the final boss has a very specific weak point. And as you can see, your weapon has a very specific arc. And those 2 things combined make for a very bad boss fight. Which is why you use the bombs. Because explosives, you know, hit all the weak points.
Oh, okay. I'm just trying to find the PD. I think that this.
So what do you think E-Storm would call this level, like luscious lava loving or something like that? Like,
I mean, yeah, that sounds about right.
exactly.
So much
layers
lava.
of lovely lava.
Mm.
Oh yeah, that's a good one too.
Kind of looks tasty. Not gonna lie.
Okay.
I saw a
this
lot like
part is problems because if you miss a jump here, you will fall down to the previous platform. But Smite doesn't have that problem and just makes it to the swamp area. So that's securing his lead with 7 stages beat now.
And now we get to return to the lovely textured land of the swamp.
Exactly. Where we can have all the bitrate.
I think you're right, though. It's like the only area we've found that has actual textures on it. Even the
I
sand
think so, yeah.
was just flat.
Very flat sand. To be fair, I think that was, if there was a right choice with the graphics in this game, I think the flat textures are great. The just cell shaded.
I don't even think this counts as cell shaded.
The whatever shaded.
Is there shading?
Whatever.
I don't know
Is there even shading on it? Well, there's the texture shading right there, but there's like almost no shading in this game, period.
Anyways, I say it's the right choice because you can actually see where the platforms are. Whereas there are some other 3D games on the PS1 that kind of fail in that regard.
Oh, we found a sub-weapon.
Ooh, nice. Not gonna last for long.
I want to say that's the shield, and it takes up a lot of ammo.
Oh, it looks like he also has the bomb.
Wait, you have ammo?
Yeah, so you see those little things the enemies drop? That's ammo. And the
Okay.
way the system works is really awkward. So if you're on your default weapon, you'll just see the amount of ammo you have. But then when you actually switch the weapon, you'll see the amount of uses you have.
Okay. That's sort
Every
of
time you
From
convenient.
die,
that
you lose
number
all
of
of it.
ammo. So,
Hey, Corndan finished another stage. That is a good
nice.
mark of
That
progress
is 3
there.
stages for Corndan.
Oh yeah.
It would take a lot for him to catch up. I don't think it's possible, but we can always hope for miracles.
Going back a step, I think the flat textures were the right choice because given how much this game is already a little bit of a mess, make it laggy and it would just be not playable.
I mean, there are plenty of PlayStation 1 games that have textures and have bad frame rates, so
Yeah,
you do have a point there.
a few of those. Just a few.
Also N64 games, so
I feel like N64 games lagging is the norm.
it really is. You know, after you get through the pea soup of fog.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Whereas in PlayStation World, you know, you don't have fog. You can see clearly up to about 10 feet in front of you, and then it just pops up in front of your face.
What's render distance?
Exactly. Oh, the good old days of poppin'. So Smite is on the second area of Swamp World. So he's tearing through this. There is actually a small chance he could make it to the final stage.
Ooh.
Oh man, I kind of hope it happens just so we can see a reaction to dying to the final boss and losing a heart.
That would be pretty amazing. You know what? I would say that Smite is doing a fantastic job, and Corndan is doing a pretty good job as well. I mean, yes, he's behind, but still, this game is not trivial to get through.
No, I remember the first time I played this, it probably took me at least an hour to make it to the final stage.
Oh, there goes Corndan into the lava.
Yeah.
I do find it interesting that they both started as the male character and then switched to the female character.
Well, she's the priestess, you know? She's awesome. You know, she's got all those skills of, like, healing party members other than herself. You know, it's
because there's so many party members in this game.
Oh, yeah. And, you know, the bounty hunter just has buffs to help all of his companions, you know, just fight better and kill all these enemies around here. Good stuff.
Is this where Smite needs to go?
I'm trying to determine. There is a point where he needs to drop down, and that's where the exit is. I think it is. Yeah, and then if he drops down to the right here, that's where the exit is.
That's not exactly the most intuitive, but that's
No.
cool.
Oh, I
not.
can kind of see it, yeah.
No, Smite.
Oh, no,
that's good.
There's walls, so...
There's the wall there, yeah, okay.
Good. Stage is
So-
clear.
Oddly enough, none of them have encountered the sky stage. I guess the crystal has to, you know, go through a couple of colors first. So...
So for those who are asking, by the way, this is Kusogrande, the Bad Video Game Tournament. We have invited 16 people, and over the course of a few months, we're doing this tournament. Double elimination. This is a loser's bracket match. Corndan going up against Smite. Smite is currently in the lead, and I really don't see that changing at this point.
Yeah, Smite has beaten 4 worlds, so that's 9 stages. He only has this tree or forest world, and then the sky world after this.
And then he goes to the final world?
Yep, and then after you beat all of the worlds, it's the final world. Final stage of this hour. Which is pretty lengthy, so unfortunately I don't think we're going to be able to see Smite's reaction to
Oh.
dying to the final boss.
Ah,
At this
sad,
pace,
but
we might see the final stage.
I do find it interesting that Smite appears to have found the bomb, but I don't think it's tried to use it yet.
It is interesting. I mean, the bomb is strong, but you don't really need it until the final boss.
Yeah, it seems like the play most of the time is just to try and run past the enemies instead of trying to kill them.
Yeah, like when you're just playing through this game the first time, you realize quickly that it's not worth it to fight all of the enemies. Unless you like keeling down and dying a lot. And you'll keel down and die a lot anyway. I don't even know how many times these players died. It's probably over 100 at this point.
yeah, I
Smite's
wouldn't be too
getting-
surprised.
Smite's getting impressively good at the platforming.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? There's not really an incentive to win any of these matches, but there is an incentive to lose, because the loser of this match will not have to play any more of these games.
This is true.
Except, I know these players better. Because Corndan will, and Smite just plays everything.
I
So-
mean, Corndan was in our Game Masters channel and being like, hey, what Game Boy Advance game should I play in this flight? Just to test out games from Kusogrande.
Oh yeah, like, that's what he does for fun. He plays Game Boy Advance, and that's a mistake. Yeah, so I would say that at the end of the day, yeah, they get to suffer through this, but I win. I'm ultimately the winner because they both will never stop playing these bad games, and we just manage to benefit because we get to laugh forever.
I know.
Yeah.
And we get to sometimes see special gems like Stair Quest.
Oh my gosh, that is a game.
It is a game. I did actually play it a couple days after the match. It is quite the video game.
It's charming.
It is.
I like it.
I simultaneously loved and hated it while playing it. So we at least get to see all of the worlds before the final stage. Because I think Corndan might have gotten to the Sky stage.
Ooh. Oh, perfect.
I don't remember if that's the Water Crystal or the Sky Crystal. The darker blue... or it's the Sand one.
It's the
I am
sand
just
one.
I think it's the sand one.
I thought he got the dark blue one, which is the Sky one, but...
It might have changed like right as he got it.
Or
Kinda
I could
thing.
just be wrong. It's been a while since I've played through this entire game.
Well, we've got 5 minutes left, and we are starting to wrap up. Smite has just been having a really solid playthrough this time. Honestly, he's been doing a great job making sure that that timer does not run out on these stages, because that's the main villain of this game, the timer. Well, and
Yeah.
the camera, and the controls, and
And the enemies.
everything, and jump.
But you know, other than that, there's
Yeah.
the timer.
Other than those 50 things that we
The
mentioned throughout
timer's
the
the only
playthrough.
thing that permanently game overs you. The everything else just contributes to that.
Oh yeah. Ooh, Smite taking some damage, but who cares? Unlimited continues.
Yeah, Smite's actually near the end of this level.
This jump looks really hard because if you're not careful, you kind of like fall off
It's-
the slope.
Yeah,
It
but
seems
Smite
you
killed
need
it.
to-
So
Yeah, he got
we're
it.
definitely seeing the Sky World now.
Skyward.
And Skyworld has a jump in its second stage that is very much like the Sand stage's second stage, where you have to drop down.
Oh, fun. Okay, this world is special. There's
It's-
snowmen in the sky.
Hey, wait a minute! This game's not a platformer because it's separate islands.
Oh, crap. I guess we
I
should have
guess
checked with the reviewer.
we gotta check with E-Storm.
Man, E-Storm.
Cyberbullying.
I was looking for that review of Sonic 2006, but I think it's been erased from the internet. I can't find it. So everybody, I'm going to give you a little homework. Find that review for me because I really want to see it later.
To be honest, I really want to see it too.
Yeah, we can all just celebrate in the beauty that is Sonic 2006 and the 9.5 out of 10ness that it got.
Well, maybe that guy is a Kusogrande fan, and he gave it a 9.5 out of 10 Kusograndes.
No,
Maybe he's a time traveler because Sonic 06 is actually a pretty good speedrun game.
Apparently,
That
he
is
also
true.
said that people who didn't like Golden Axe basically suck at games.
What?
That's what he said.
What a hater!
Oh yeah, he is a hater. Oh boy.
Alright. So Smite needs to make this series of jumps. It's not too difficult, but there's a bit of a timing to it, and because you have momentum after you do the first jump, it can be a little hard to time.
Oh,
Yeah.
you jumped just a little too early. It looks
Yep.
like you should just jump as soon as you land, but it tricks you.
Yeah. And Corndan is struggling in the second stage of the desert again. Not surprising, like the spiked platforms are very unintuitive. I remember it took me at least 3 or 4 minutes to figure that out the first time I played the game. And I could not believe that that was actually the intended solution.
Okay, it looks like we have less than a minute left. Smite is definitely taking the victory here, but Corndan is at the smushing fudge section of the game.
This
I'm
might
not
be the
sure.
jump.
Yeah, he made the
No.
jump. Now he needs to figure out where to go from here.
There's just 5 million enemies around him.
I think this might actually be the area where you have to like make a blind jump and drop down.
It looks like it.
Oh
I don't
no!
think that was the jump.
The enemy pushed Oh, this game is so mean. And just as a reminder, we're not laughing at the players, we're laughing at the misfortune and the stupidity of these games.
Alright, here we go. Last couple seconds.
And that
Time.
is that. What a beautiful video game. Oh. Okay, we are going to let Smite play a little bit more, but let's go ahead and talk about this match. Because this game... Come on, Smite.
Yeah, so we're being told that we're going to give Smite some extra time to see if he can make it to the final boss, just to experience that. Because we've got extra time. We were a little bit ahead of schedule, so we'll
Oh,
see if
yeah.
we can get
Ah,
that
okay.
great reaction.
Yeah, we were so on top of things today. That was weird. That never happens. Oh, yeah, Kate basically said, we're just going to watch Smite for now. Here's the deal. Smite does Arcade Pit, which has a lot of game challenges for both good and bad video
Oh, no.
games.
Oh, no.
He's used to just jumping into a challenge and trying to face it. Corndan does a pretty good job at that as well. I just feel like Smite's history of playing so many bad video games in his past gave him a huge advantage here.
He picked up on the tank controls really fast. I think that's
Yeah,
the thing that
I-
gave him the biggest advantage.
I didn't know that he actually had good 3D platform experience or 3D tank experience.
I mean, I don't know if he does, but he got through.
I could see it kind of messing with him at first, and then there's a point where he just sort of got it. And
Yeah.
it wasn't... He was controlling it fine. Like, he he hasn't really been running into issues of not turning the way he wants to, which is one of the biggest problems with tank controls. It's just been the platforming, which is hard, you know?
It looks like Corndan is in the green room. We can bring him in if you want, as we wait for Smite to finish. Hello, Corndan.
Hello.
Hey,
Hello,
so
Corndan.
how did things go for you?
Well, besides the fact that BizHawk ate my controller inputs, the controller stopped working, and these tank controls are pretty awful. You know, the game could have been worse, I guess.
Did he miss that jump?
And I have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing right here, but that's okay.
You do need to bounce
exactly
on
what
the
you're
spikes.
supposed to do there, but it has something to do with like dropping down and making
Not
it
you,
into the
Corndan.
crystal island.
Not you, Corndan. You got to bounce on the spikes.
Yeah, you got to take a running jump, go off the top of those spikes, and then hit the that platform. It's pretty butts.
It's really dumb.
Considering that you
Also, I like how you adjusted the camera. You have figured out the camera control in this game. It is slightly up or slightly down.
Yep.
Yeah.
The review said an overhead camera view, Mike.
They were not wrong.
It's not wrong. The other camera angle is more over the head than the default camera angle.
Oh yeah.
This is definitely true.
Yeah, we found a review that gave this, what was it? 9 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10?
No, that was
like
for Sonic 2006.
Well, they also gave this, no, it was 9 out of 10 that they gave.
Yeah, they
Floating
gave
Runner.
this game a very glowing review. In fact, add Floating Runner to your PS stash and file it under 3D polygonal replayable joy.
Well, I mean, I guess in 1996, right, we didn't know any better.
That is true.
But didn't
This
we?
game was pre-Mario 64. Although I think in the US it was actually released after Mario 64.
When did the original Tomb Raider come out?
The original Tomb Raider was right around the time of Mario 64, actually.
I know that-
It was November, December 1996.
The demo was out pretty early on the PlayStation, but I don't know when the actual game came out. Because I had that demo really early on the PlayStation Live. So it's hard for me to place when it actually came out.
Let me see. The first game, 1996. And yeah, it's saying October 1996. So
Oh no!
they could have played the demo and made it better.
Oh no!
No! That's it. Let's bring Smite in. Let's
Okay.
get... All right. Well,
Valiant
that
effort.
was a really good attempt. Yeah, Corndan. It looks like Smite took the victory here. I'm sorry to say, you're
Yeah,
out
that
of
was-
the tournament.
Let's be honest, that was kind of expected.
A little bit. Like, you're great, mind you. You're fantastic, but Smite just has that history of being fantastic in some of these games.
Yeah,
I
he
went
did
into
make
this
brackets
figuring I was
today,
going to lose.
last Kusogrande.
Hello, Smite.
That's quite a level there at the end.
You were so close.
So
You were very close. That final slide that you took, I don't remember exactly what it is, but it's basically like the end of the sand stage where you're just supposed to drop down or jump into the final island with the crystal. And it's not big. It's pretty small.
Well, I decided I'd rather go back to the start of the stage.
yeah. So what are your thoughts, by the way? What are your thoughts about the game, Smite?
Well, once I found the dash button, I didn't think it was too bad until I got to Desert 2, and I stepped on a button that spawned some spiky-looking dangerous things, and you're supposed to ricochet off of them like a maniac instead of
Yeah,
You
I
know.
didn't figure out how to do that.
yeah. So they both there's two sides, and they point downwards to some glowing thing, and I couldn't figure out what the heck until 10 seconds left. I figured out what to do, and that's way not enough time because that's only 10% of that level. And then
Yeah.
I started my second run up, and I heard the desert music again, and I knew I was in store.
Oh, it's a very difficult game. The stupid spiky platforms are just total butts. But yeah, I honestly, while watching you, you got to a point where it just seemed like the movement was natural to you. It was kind of
Yeah.
surprising.
I've played a lot of tank control games. I feel like I didn't have any trouble with that for the most part. But how
You
much
were
more
right,
was there?
Mike. You were right. Just like because we were talking and trying to think of something
Corny,
that
you need to jump.
wouldn't have done, And we
Yeah,
were thinking 3D platformer might not be up your alley, but I guess we were wrong.
Yeah, we were quite wrong.
I played
you have
Bubsy
quite
3D.
versatility.
Oh, well,
I think
do
I'd
have
rather
to
play
say-
Bubsy 3D.
I do have to say you both did really well, and you didn't game over in the second level of the fire world, which was game over point I was somewhat expecting, because if you miss some of those jumps, then you go down to a lower level.
It
Yeah,
started
I
doing that a
actually
lot.
didn't. I didn't feel the fire level was that bad.
Fire level
Yeah,
is where I knew I was doing something wrong, and I didn't know how to dash yet, so I just restarted. Thought maybe the other character could double jump or something.
Yeah, I noticed both of you, like for the first 10 minutes or so, didn't really know about the dash jump, and that was know about running, and that was giving you a lot of problems. So that's why I decided to ping you both, because I wanted you to actually make progress in this game, and this game was suffering enough as is. By the way, Smite, how did you enjoy Texture World?
Which
The world
one's
with
that?
all the textures.
Corndan's about to get there, actually.
Oh yeah.
I
Oh,
thought
yeah.
most of them were okay, except for Blue Level 2 and Egypt Level 2 were really nasty.
Also, you were very close to the final level.
I was wondering how much was left.
So the final level has the final boss, who has a very specific weak point on his mouth, and that is the other game over point that I kept a secret from you. And what happens is that if you continue on the final boss, you will go back to the beginning of the final stage and you will lose a heart. Go down to 2 hearts and you game over on the final boss, and you will just game over permanently.
Ugh.
Awesome.
I couldn't figure out what the items did. I picked up like 6, and they didn't fire when I
So
pressed the
you
buttons.
need the little sub-weapon energy, which is in your bottom right. It's kind of confusing because the sub-weapon energy count turns into how many times you can actually use the items once you switch to that item. The items use anywhere from like 5 or 2 to like 20, depending on the item.
It also completely resets when you continue.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why you didn't really have much at all throughout.
I didn't even know there were like sub weapons.
Yeah, there's sub-weapons and there's heart upgrades.
Oh, the heart upgrade was huge because it starts you when you die with 2.5 hearts, which is a whole extra falling off a platform. I'm so happy. I'm so happy I found such a thing. It says E-Tank.
Well, I do want to thank you both for playing today. Smite, you're going to continue on. And from what it looks like, you will either be facing Nod Then Bow or Andy. So whoever loses between that match will be your next villain.
Okay.
By the way, anything you have going on these days? Smite, you've got the arcade pit, right?
I just did my biggest show of the year 3 days
Oh,
ago.
yeah.
It
But
was
in
pretty
addition,
awesome.
in addition to that, I got a big charity marathon coming up this Sunday.
Okay, so everybody come pay attention this Sunday. It's going to be fantastic. Corndan, you're helping a lot with Kusogrande. Anything else going on for you?
I'm mostly just doing Kusogrande stuff. I haven't really had a whole lot of time to do much else right now, but that should be changing here pretty soon, I think. I might be doing a little bit more streaming and the like, I think.
Cool.
We'll see how it goes.
I'll go ahead and pay attention to that. Yeah, share more as you find out more details, Corndan.
I will.
So, just so everybody knows, we do have Kusogrande on my channel. This is the Invitational on Games Done Quick. On my channel, we have a 170-person tournament going on. Corndan is helping with that. He's one of the admins there. Other than that's mostly what's going on in my life, besides RPG Limit Break coming up in just a little bit.
And if you like bad games, Limit Break does have a bad and silly games block, including Super Highlight.
Gee, I wonder who would run that.
I don't know.
Somebody. Ha!
I mean, it's not like Prosentia and I would pick up the game because we find janky bad games fun.
Yeah, who plays bad video games?
All right, do we have any final thoughts before we sign out here?
I think that we had a pretty wide variety of games today. We had a bootleg, we had this mess, and we had an NES licensed game that was kind of more of an adventure game. It was a pretty good representation of different genres here. So I'm just happy that everything ran well and that lightning didn't destroy anything.
Yeah, that's good.
I think that's it, Railkin, so take it away if you would like.
All right, so just a couple reminders. The volunteer schedule for Summer Games Done Quick is coming out on the 30th. If you want to see any of the dates for Summer Games Done Quick coming up, you can go to gamesdonequick.com and it shows all of the upcoming dates for that. But besides that, just a list of upcoming events for you. On the 28th, we've got the 1545 Relay promo, where we're going to show off a couple of the games that are going to be shown in the 1545 Relay. So tune in for that. We've got the Community Spotlight on Monday, which is going to be Golden Sun, The Lost Age. Super Mario Land on the 30th. We're going to be showing Super Mario Land 1 and 2, the classic Game Boy series. And Frame Fatale schedule has been released if you go to gamesdonequick.com/hotfix. Besides that, one last reminder that Hotfix is funded in part thanks to your subscriptions. Please consider subscribing to support future broadcasts. And if you have Amazon Prime, you can link it with your Twitch account to subscribe for free to one channel a month. And with that, we are going to sign out and send you over to Author Blues. Thanks everybody for watching.
Thank you.